Welcome to Dark Matters, True Crime, the channel where every case drags you deeper into the unknown. Hit that subscribe button and join us, as we explore the darkest corners of the human mind.
Hey, Chris.
Chris?
Do you remember us?
Yes. Yes.
See?
Okay. I see it. I just took a moment there.
You
Good
look
to see
like
you.
different.
They, get a haircut every 2 months, so I just told them just to buzz pretty much everything off and all that. So.
I'm trying to think, did you have a
Yes.
tea last time? Okay.
They have like a little single blade razor, so I just kind of, you don't like go past the stubble, you just kind of,
Just do the best you can, huh?
just gotta go with that.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm okay. How about you guys?
Good.
Good.
I did not expect to see this, that's for sure.
Surprised.
Yes.
Well, let me put some fears aside. We're not here for what you might think we might be here for.
Well, they didn't know what that's a computer room. I was like, I didn't know we had a computer room.
Without computers.
Yeah. Exactly.
So you remember, I talked to you, Tammy talked to you, Dave talked to you. We're all from Colorado. And so the last time we talked to you was a different situation, right? Our investigation was open and your case was open. That's completely different now. So your case is completely closed. Nothing about what we're going to talk about today has anything to do with an open investigation. So we're not here to get more charges on you or get any statements from you that are going to jam you up anymore, right? That's all done. So all of our cases are closed and the court case is closed. So there's nothing that we're going to talk about today that's going to get you in any type of more trouble at all. And so I wanted to make sure you knew that that's not why we're here.
Okay.
But why we are here. So the three of us work from three different agencies, right? Quite a bit different. CBI, FBI, and Frederick PD. Different goals. And the things that happened with you kind of all brought us together. And as the months have passed on since everything happened, we just keep in touch with each other and we keep talking to each other. And we've all separately kind of said, did Chris seem unique to you? And me and Tammy have talked about this, Dave and I have talked about this. Did Chris's situation seem different to you? And we keep having that conversation. We can't quite put our finger on it, right? We think that your life leading up to all of the things that happened were very interesting to us. And for me personally, I don't know if you remember, but one of the last things you told me was, hey, Graham, I'm sorry that I started lying to you. And that stuck with me for the last couple months. It's been raked in my head, right? I've never, ever worked a case like this where someone told me that, never. And so as I walked away, I thought, Chris is different. Chris is a little bit unique in that regard. So in talking with Tammy and talking with Dave, I said, what did you feel like when it all went down? When we were there, we were talking to you guys, and we all kind of, in our own different way and in our own different wording, said it all happened a bit too quick for us, right? So when we saw you last, we were talking about your family, about your parents, about everyone. And then the next thing you know, for me and Tammy and for Dave, all of a sudden some patrol officers came in and arrested you. And that was far quicker than we had hoped it would happen. And you understand why that happened, and we understand why that happened. But it left us with 1,000 questions that we didn't get to ask. And then even more importantly, I think it probably left you with 1,000 things that you didn't get to talk about with us. I don't know if you feel that way or not, but, and so that's why we're here today. We wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit more about everything, I think there's a lot of things that you didn't get to talk about. And so, that's why we're here. And it sticks with me that to this day, there's not one person that's told me, I saw it coming. I knew Chris was like that. I knew it. Not one person. So it's interesting to me, right? No, not one. So we want to talk a little bit about that. Some of the people that we work with, your family, Shanann's family, have said, if you get to talk to Chris, would you tell him some things for me? So we have that to talk about today, and it's good. I think you'll like it. I think it will give you some closure. And so really that's why we're here. Are you available to talk to us?
Definitely.
Okay. All right. So off the bat, if you have any questions, just tell us.
Okay.
If there's something that you don't want to talk about, that's okay. we might press you a little bit. Okay, we might say, well, do you mind if we just maybe then ask one question? If something makes you uncomfortable, just tell us. If we need to take any bathroom breaks, we can take bathroom breaks. For anything like that. And we'll take bathroom breaks and water breaks ourselves too. So then, is there anything about your schedule today that makes it that you can't talk to us?
No, there was like a pass for this and the AM and the PM.
Okay.
They reserved the room the whole day,
Oh,
just
okay.
in
That's
case.
just what they do.
Okay, I didn't know
Yeah.
if that was like two separate things or something.
I think you have to go back for lunch to get counted for or something.
Oh.
Accounted for.
Yeah, I think
11:30.
lunch was like 11, but they count like 1:15. So
So in general, how is it here?
it's a lot different in Colorado.
Is it?
It's
Good or bad?
it's better, I think, because I mean, it's here. I'm actually around other people. I mean, in Colorado, it was just like I was segregated, and it was like counting on the walls all night, screaming, and just telling me
From other people?
Oh,
Really?
they're just telling me like how I should kill myself and like what they're gonna do to me and just like all that kind of stuff. So,
Oh.
it was today. This is a lot different because I mean, people here don't seem to. It's not like they don't care, but it's just kind of like they don't like judge you as soon as you walk in. Colorado was like they knew why I was there and that was it. They're just like if they had 1 second on hold with me, it would have been
Really?
they would.
Gee, man. Must be out then.
out of like Will County Jail. I don't know what it was like in DOC there, but like, they had to lock down the jail for me to walk down the hallway.
Wow. It will?
Mm-hmm.
So they had to make sure you were completely separated from anyone else.
Mhm.
Jeez.
Wow.
Like I didn't see anybody else there. Like I was in the cell next to somebody, but like I never saw them.
You just hear them.
How did they know who you were?
I don't know. I just they make phone calls in there too,
Oh, okay.
and they got the newspaper in there before I got in there. So
Yeah. How was, have you been able to talk with family
oh,
members?
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
we get from 6 p.m. to 7:30. That's our on my unit's timeout. So we get to use the phone at that point in time.
Really?
Mhm.
And do they charge you for it, or?
Oh, it's just like it's like Securus or something.
Mhm.
Okay. And how do you make money to pay for that?
They put money on the phone.
Oh.
So if I call, like if I was like to dial somebody's number, they have to have like a phone account set up.
Oh, I
Otherwise,
gotcha.
it's restricted.
And then so who you call pays for it?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You've been able to talk to like family members and parents and all
Yeah,
that?
my mom and dad, my sister.
Okay. Good. Is that a good thing?
That's a good thing.
Good.
Definitely.
Good, man.
Yeah, if they don't hear from me, they're like, "Oh, what's wrong? What's going
Oh,
on?"
good. And how was it with them?
So far, so good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was hard to hear your parents in sentencing.
Yeah.
I didn't know what they were gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. And so, yeah. I really appreciated what they said. I don't know about you.
I definitely was. I didn't expect them to be there. I knew they were there on the 6th, but I didn't expect them to fly back, and
Oh.
they wanted to fly back for that. So.
Yeah. And then what your mom said.
Mhm. Definitely.
Yeah. Good. Well, so we have 1,000 questions. I'm sure you do too. Do you care if we start, or do you have any questions for us?
Go ahead. We'll start.
All right. So one of the things that we're battling with is, and I won't make any assumptions today. So, are you aware that this was a national story?
After a little while, I didn't talk to my parents while I was in Colorado
Okay.
because I mean my attorney team told me, all right, no phone calls, no letters, no nothing.
Okay.
So like I made one phone call when I was in the segregation area there, but my dad thought it was like somebody like a news,
Oh.
somebody trying to call him.
Oh.
because
So
it
he
was
didn't
Colorado
answer?
number. Yeah, so he didn't answer. But other than that,
Okay.
I didn't talk to anybody. But from what some of the deputies were saying, that or my attorney team coming in and said, this is like they've got people from Australia, England, and all kinds of people trying to figure out what's going on. So.
Did they send you any of the letters, like fan mail or anything? Well.
I got letters, but I couldn't keep them like with me, so like I could read them like on my hour out. But it's like I got a bunch of just letters that had no return address and stuff that was just not very good letters.
Yeah.
So
Okay. they came from a weird perspective, didn't they? From what we had heard.
Definitely. There was one person, I guess, from Broomfield that was like writing like 4 times a week trying to come visit me. And then there was just a lot of people like writing out like tweaking through markers saying, you know, like you're a monster, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff.
All right. Well, we're going to talk about some hard issues today, but I don't intend to take you to a dark place today.
Okay.
I hope that when we're done, you'll feel better. I hope it'll be therapeutic. We're going to talk about, obviously, what happened with your family. And so that's going to be hard to talk about. I appreciate anything you can tell me about it. If you need to take time out, if you need to get a tissue, that's fine, right? I think it'll be very good for you. It'll be good for us. And so one of the reasons I asked about that national attention is we were aware that you were getting a lot of letters, a lot of interest, and then us personally as law enforcement, we got so many people who claim to have known you, claim to have been with you, dated you, slept with you, and 99 times out of 100, they were just crazy people, right? And so maybe that's a good place to start. Had you heard about any of that?
John Watts, she told me about some dude from Wyoming.
Yeah.
Trent?
Yeah, that guy. That blew my mind. I was like, who the hell is this guy?
And who told you about that?
Attorney John Walsh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you mind if we talk about him?
Yeah.
Graham and I interviewed him.
You had to?
Yes.
The way of our lives.
Yes.
So Trent, in summary, Trent came in and said, met you online on a dating app, had a few, casual but quick sexual encounters with you. And let me be very clear. Not only are we not here to jam you up today, we're also not here to judge you. And if there is anything like that, you can imagine we've heard way worse, way different, So if it's true, I hope that you can just casually say, yeah, I mean, this happened. It wasn't as bad as he said, but maybe this happened. So his story was met online, met you, and it was a time when you were experimenting with maybe men. And so he said he met a couple times, met his friends, went to an apartment, had a couple of meetings in a parking lot, and that was basically it. Any of that sound familiar? Okay.
No, I never met the guy.
Okay. All right.
And he talked about being in your truck with your girls, like the whole 9 yards. So.
I never even been to Wyoming, let alone driven up there to see somebody.
Yeah. And so this is maybe a weird question for you. Do you have any gay experience?
No.
Okay. Any interest?
No.
Okay. Never had a time experimented and wondered?
No.
Okay. Is it possible that he found you instead of you finding him?
From what John told me, just found me on like a WhatsApp.
Yeah.
I don't even have that app.
Okay.
I mean, you had my phone, so
Okay.
you could probably,
Yeah, we know.
you could probably saw what app I had. But I've never even heard of the app, but
Okay.
apparently, like, he told me, like, I met him to like a rehab center or something.
Is that what he said?
No, that was another guy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was totally, I had no idea.
So did you see a picture of him on the news or anything?
John showed me a picture of him.
Okay.
He was like, you know this guy? I'm like, John was kind of, making fun of like, you know him? Sure. Okay. I'm like, no.
So you saw it and you were like, no way.
Yeah, I was just
Big
like-
lips. Did you see his giant
Yeah,
lips?
it's just like, I have no clue who this guy is.
And he's somewhat memorable. I mean,
Yeah.
If you met him or talked to him or got to know him, you might remember. He was kind of meek,
Yeah.
but also a little bit flamboyant. Yeah, he did fake lip, or not fake lips, but injections.
Uh-huh.
He was very into skincare and makeup. And he mentioned that one of the times, just as a gift, you got him some skincare products. Does any of that sound familiar?
No.
Okay. You can imagine all the stuff we're dealing with. Okay, so that's one. Trent Bolds. There was another gal that you were dealing with.
Amanda McMahon. Have you ever heard that name? No.
John showed me a picture of her.
Okay.
Oh, you did see a picture of her too?
Yeah, he had like. That's the same.
True side.
Does
Does that look familiar?
That's the same picture he showed me on the
Okay.
MSO one time. I was looking, I was like, who's that? He's like, oh, you don't know her either?
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
He said it was like a Chick-fil-A parking lot rendezvous or something.
Right.
That's just not true.
That's what she's
No.
claiming.
Okay.
Only went to one Chick-fil-A in Colorado. That was the one in Broomfield, Highway 7.
Okay.
That was it.
Okay. Do you feel comfortable enough today to tell us if there were other people?
Yeah, it was just Nicole.
Okay.
Yes.
And that was it? Okay. As these people have come out, for the most part, we've not given their stories much credit. They're just crazy people who want attention. And so, but when that does happen, it does make us think, there may have been others. And so Nicole was the only one.
That was the only one.
Was there ever like a one-night stand with someone else just out of the blue and one and done?
No.
Okay. All right. Do you mind if we talk a little bit more about Nicole? So walk me through it, because that was one of the things we never really got to ask you about.
Right, we didn't
just
talk
kind of
about
skipped on and talked about where the girls were. But so what happened there?
So it was probably around June 1st or something. That's when I first met her. And it was just like a work conversation. I actually messed with the gas meters that, we were out in the field. And I was messing up. And then, I took it to her like, hey, what's going on with this? Like, how do I fix it? And, after that, we just ran into each other a few times in the office. And I think it was probably the fourth time meeting. She had asked me, because like when we were talking back and forth, I would say, like we moved here from Colorado or from North Carolina and stuff like that. And then she's like, "What's all this weed stuff?" I'm like, "God," I took out my phone and showed her a picture. Like, my girl's on the phone. She's like, "Oh, okay." She's like, "So," I'm like, "Yeah." But, I didn't wear a ring to work because I got something else to get refitted when I lost all that weight. So, but
You lost so much weight that your fingers lost weight?
yeah, it was literally like I was out in the snow one time. I went like that. And my ring went off on the rocks. So I was panicking trying to find out, like, can't wear this anymore. But so after that, she left me alone for a couple of days, and she texted me outside in the field. And then after that, we just kept texting back and forth, and it was just just like she used to work in a little rig out in North Dakota, I think. And we just kind of trading stories back and forth about what we did and everything. And then one day, it just kind of went to a different level, and then I never thought it would ever go to that level, but she was talking about meeting up after we got back from San Diego. Yeah, we were in San Diego from the 22nd to the 26th of June, and we met up after we got back, and
How did you guys meet up?
at a park in Thornton, Thornton somewhere, and after that we just kept seeing each other pretty much the whole month of July.
So let me ask you this. You tell me if I'm wrong. You strike me as somewhat of a shy person. So when you guys were meeting, was it just kind of very initiatory, like flirting at first? Okay. From both sides?
Yeah, it was just kind of like feeling each other out. It's kind of like
Yeah. And so, texts, any calls?
more near the end of June,
Okay. And what makes you remember that it's June that it happened?
because we called each other before I left to go to San Diego.
Oh, okay. All right. At first, did you think something might happen?
I just thought it was just flirting. I didn't think it was actually like something that would actually happen.
Yeah. Well, it's totally natural, right? I mean, everyone kind of flirts at work, right? Because the relationship between men and women is different. So if you're working with a girl at work, it's just kind of natural to flirt. I get it.
I wish I was out in the field more instead of in the office. Those demos, but
Yeah. Yeah. You kind of see it in your eyes. That's kind of where the path started, isn't it?
yeah, I mean, if I was like, because when I went from like a rover to a field coordinator, like I would spend more time in the morning time in the office trying to get everything like situated where we're going to go, everything like that. And, if I was a rover, I'd be more out in the field and instead of like coming to the office like for more than an hour.
Right.
It just gave me more time to run into her, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. What did she know about you? Did she know you were married at first?
She did once I showed her the pictures
Yeah.
on the phone.
Yeah.
On the, like the home screen pictures and everything.
So was your wife in that picture, or was it just your girls?
It was just my girls right there, but my wife was the lock screen.
Oh,
So she knew I was married, my kids.
Okay.
are you aware that she said she didn't know you were married? What did you think about that?
It was like just trying to save face, trying to just trying to. Something my sister said, it was like just trying to keep things together.
Yeah.
Or just try. She phrased it a different way, but just kind of like. It's like ground control, is trying to control everything that's going on around her, because I'm sure she got bombarded by all kind of different sides from the media and everything. So, and
Have you
friends.
talked to her at all? No.
No. I'm hoping she hasn't, like, written me in a different alias or something. No, I'm not talking to her that way.
Oh.
And are you not allowed to talk to her?
I would hope not.
Okay. No one's told you that, then?
No, I mean, I would expect, like, I thought, like, in Colorado it said, like, on the DOC list, that if you're on, like, a victim list, you can't call anybody.
Oh, right.
But here, I'm not sure if that's the same. But I just talked to my sister, parents, some friends of my parents.
Do you wish you could talk to her?
Maybe once, just to
Get some closure?
say, like, hey, just once.
Yeah.
Just to say, hey, like, I'm sorry this all happened. I'm sorry. I'm not sure, like, what happened, like, afterwards, like, what you went through, like, if you had, like, counseling, if you're, like, different state, if you had to leave everything behind. I just wanted to let you know I'm sorry, and that's not something that was talking about, like, happening or happening to somebody else either.
Would you be all right if we told her that?
That's fine.
Do you want us to? Do you want us not to?
And if she would want to even talk to you guys, then I'm not sure if someone contacts. I'm sure she'd answer your phone call more than an attorney phone call that she didn't want to go answer. Yeah.
Oh, so your attorney tried to call her and she wouldn't answer?
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember her phone number, but after that they figured out, I guess, where she lived. They left a business card there. And she just, pretty much after like the 5th attempt, she said stop going around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure she's getting bombarded like everyone else, so.
And hopefully it's calmed down since, but I'm sure, like, I just hope she can, I'm not, there's like normalcy for her, not since she's on the outside, but I'm hoping it can get that way at some point. I'm not sure if she had to leave Colorado or not, but I'm sure, like, that would have been hard if she did.
Mm-hmm.
I know Anadarko was her dream job, so that's one thing I always, like, asked my attorneys is, like, did she have to leave? Like, did she have to do anything at work? 'Cause that was one thing, so she always told me that was her dream job, so.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? Where does she mean?
Like, in the oil company in Anadarko, it's like, I mean, unless you're working for, like, BP or, like, kind of Phillips or something.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Anadarko's, like, it's like,
Big leagues.
yeah.
Can I ask kind of a tough question? Did you love her?
I felt like it was true.
Yeah. I think so too. I think it was the same from her. Okay. Tell us about the time you spent with her.
Well, I mean, it felt like it was, I think, like, when you said, like, I was more like a shy guy, it's kind of like I've never, like, been pursued by anybody before. It's kind of like I was the one, trying to pursue, because, like, when me and Shanann met, it was like, she was always, like, pushing me away, kind of like,
She was sick for a while, right?
oh yeah, she had just got diagnosed with lupus, and she was on, like, a bunch of different medications and stuff, and it was, like, I guess I was not her type.
You weren't her type?
I wasn't her type, because, like, she told me, like, when she first, because we had met.
She told you that?
Yeah.
You're not.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, it was like, when we first met, like, it was at a movie theater. My cousin's ex-wife set us up.
You were dressed like shit, weren't you?
I didn't.
I think that's what you told me.
Yeah, I didn't know, like, that.
They weren't having any games?
So she was fancy and he was in like shorts and
I was in
tennis shoes or
shorts
something,
and
right?
shoes and, like, I should have known the doorman, was in a suit. And I was just like, this isn't good. And, like,
Was
when
it at the theater?
It was a fancy theater, right?
It was
Kinda?
in Charlotte. It was called the Epicenter, and apparently they give you, like, champagne and all kinds of stuff.
Oh, this is a fancy date night theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Movie
he came like he was going to a
Like I was,
Cinemax,
Like
I was going to a concert
like an
or something.
AMC.
Like a play theater?
No, it was like you like
Movie
just watch
theater?
the normal movie, but like you can like drink champagne and like
Yeah.
have like a Jack and Coke inside the theater and just
Yeah.
sit there and just whatever. But like, yeah, when she first saw me, she was like, I should probably just turn and talk to the bartender a little more. Like, no, I'm not here to meet. But yeah, like I was like persistent trying to pursue something. I liked her, and even on our first date, like I couldn't even eat anything really. I was just like,
Was you so nervous?
yeah,
Really?
yeah. She was just like chowing down, and she was like, you eat like a bird. I'm like, oh, that's funny. And she taught my parents like months later. She was like, this guy just never ate. It's like this guy eats like a trash disposal. This trash disposal. It's like no, not around me. I was like, well, I'm just nervous. I was just like I was always like shaking and everything. But yeah, I was always pursuing her, and then just like finally I grew onto her. Like I would always like with her medications and stuff. I would always like she had like 8 bottles of medications, so I would always get like her day and nights and kind of like put them all in that little flip open
Pill box.
all that kind of stuff. And I would always be around her. I even went to her colonoscopy. She said after that she knew that was like kind of a keeper. It's like who goes to a colonoscopy after 3 months with somebody?
Right.
It's a little soon.
Well, she asked if she needed a ride. I'm like, yeah. She's like, you want to go to colonoscopy with me? I'm like, sure, why not? Yeah. Like, even sat with her while she drank that nasty stuff all day.
Yeah.
Oh. Where she's in the bathroom
That's
all
a good
day?
test.
that clear stuff that doesn't really taste clear. Yeah, but yeah, it was. I mean, it felt like it was a great relationship. Everything was great.
Now you're talking about with Kissinger?
No, with
Or
Tom
with
Ocean and like the first year, my parents never. I don't know. My mom was always kind of hesitant.
What?
I was the baby, I guess. I never had a girlfriend in high school, so it's kind of like she never like really saw me like.
Oh, interesting. So she's kind of watching her baby walk out a little bit.
Yeah, because when I turned 18, I graduated. I never moved back.
Okay.
At home, so
And
my
how
sister
old-
moved back and forth all the time. So
How old were you when you met Shanann?
I was 25. It was 2010. So
Okay.
So no serious girlfriends before that?
nothing more than like 6 months or so. Yeah, there was some girls here and there, but just nothing more than like the last girlfriend I had before Shanann, she was just actually got divorced, and I should never did that. But it was more of like I was kind of like helping her get through her divorce. It seemed like she went on to somebody else. I'm like, oh, nice to know.
You're the rebound guy?
The rebound guy.
Pretty much, but that's how it goes.
Would you say that in your relationships with women, it seems to me, and you tell me if I'm wrong, it seems to me like you're attracted to maybe a more dominant personality?
It seemed like it because I'm more of the just reserved. I mean, I just kind of like go with the flow type.
Yeah.
And like Shanann usually made all the decisions. It seemed like so.
I get that. I'm the same. Yeah. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. I don't think that's right with you, but.
So then, and I know it's hard to keep bouncing back and forth, but and one of the reasons we're here is we just keep telling ourselves, Grace just does not fit the mold. Grace is not.
No.
Like it just blows us away what happened, right? And so we will do a little bit of bouncing back and forth, and that's really just to get to know you a little bit better. We never really got that chance, did we? We were talking
twice.
Yeah.
Met you once.
Yeah.
Probably like three. Well, you remember 3 or 4 times probably.
So then do you call her Nikki or Nicole?
I always call her Nikki.
Okay.
I know there's so many Nickies and Nicoles in this.
Right, there is.
I got confused.
So we'll call her Nikki. So then with Nikki, was it different?
It just seemed like I was more in control. It seemed like, and that never happened. Like she'd actually like asked me like my opinion on a lot of things and just like what I wanted to do, and just kind of like, okay,
That was new, wasn't it?
very new.
That's fascinating to me. And so did it feel more like an equal partnership or?
It seemed like it.
Yeah. Okay. So then when it was date night, would you guys talk about it? Would you ask to go somewhere? Or would she say, I want to go somewhere? Was it a two-thing?
The first time we went out, it was to a movie over at the Orchard, off the 144th over there, and I asked her like, "Hey, you want to go see this movie?" And like, she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, cool." And we got there, it was sold out. And normally you probably just have just wait 2 hours, like just go home. But now she just wanted to walk around, just talk. I'm like, okay.
Oh wow.
So that was different. And I think she wanted to go to the car museum, Shelby Museum in Boulder. I've never been there. And
That's right up your alley.
Oh, yeah. I was just like, that was awesome, just to walk around cars for like an hour or so. And then, drag race in Vandermeer.
Okay.
I haven't been to a drag race since 2008. That was in Charlotte.
Okay.
Like, that was the only drag strip over there. This, like, the NHRA, the Top Fuel, fun car stuff, like me and my dad used to grow up. Just go there, like, all the time. And then, like, went to camping in Sand Dunes National Park. And I'd never been camping. I always wanted to do it. Thought it was, she'd done it, like, countless times.
Oh, really? Okay. She's outdoorsy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess every time, like, she needed to clear her head, she'd just go by herself. Just go somewhere else. Yeah.
But she's a completely new type of person in a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. What were you thinking this whole time? Like, in the back of your head?
In the back of my head, I was just telling myself, what are you doing? Like, every time, I'd open up my phone, I could see pictures, like, of my wife and my kids, and I'm just like, what am I doing? And then, like, every time I was with her, it seemed like I didn't think. It seemed like it was like a blinder that was in my face.
Oh.
And it just, like, every time I look back on it, like, like, I have pictures of my wife and kids and myself. And, like, every night, or every morning, every night, I just, talk to them, say, like I have, like, this book I used to read for CC, and I remember that book, so I read that to them, like, every night. And, like, there's some scripture and stuff that I read to them, so I just try to think back, like, I wish this never happened. And just, like, I wish that blinder wasn't on my head, wasn't in my eyes, that would have seen what was going on. Like, I was having, everybody said, oh, you're just out there having fun while your kids, or kids and wife are on vacation. I'm just like, no, it wasn't like that, but it seemed like that's what it looked like when, when you're going, you're going to camping, you're going to drag race, going all this other stuff that you have fun doing, but you're with somebody else. It's not your family. It just didn't seem right.
Okay.
With her, it just didn't seem like I could even see that anymore.
Yeah.
I was there at her house pretty much every night. So it was like I didn't have that time at home just to really think about anything. Because literally I didn't, like, I was only at home from, like, when I got home from work. I worked out, I ate dinner, and then I went over to her house. Like, I never slept in my house, like, the whole month of July.
Now, talk me through that, though. When you said you went home and then you were at her house, was that while Shanann was gone? Oh, okay. So you weren't even at your house.
No.
This all happened so quickly, didn't it?
It was insane quickly. Like, I didn't, like, she even told me, like, she would never, in, like, a normal relationship, she would never have somebody over at her house, like, more than, like, once or twice a week, but she felt like she wanted me over there.
Yeah.
She said she felt comfortable over there.
Yeah.
So it was just like, that's what was different, like, she wanted me over there. But I just wish that all that would just go away. I just wish I almost, like, I know it's hard I know it's wrong to say I wish I never met somebody, but I wish I, maybe met her at work and then just kept it that way.
I think if we had a time machine, I don't think this would happen again. Because some people, when this happens, you're like, well, if it wasn't this time, it would have been next time, or it would have been the next time. It just wouldn't have happened with you, would it? It happened so quickly that, you tell me if I'm wrong, you're not the type of guy to take control sometimes when you need to.
Yeah,
it seems like this is what happened.
Yeah, I didn't take control of the situation. It just, like, the situation controlled me.
Right, it just happened. No, I get that, man. I'm somewhat passive myself, and it's like, there's situations that I'm like, oh, why did I let that keep going?
Yeah, I don't know why. It was like a roller coaster ride that I just kept punching and taking on, and I just never picked it up.
Yeah. Can we talk about the hardest subject? So when we were talking, the last time we talked about was where the girls were. But we never really got to talk about that night. So what happened?
So nothing really happened that night. It was in the morning.
Okay.
It was, me and Shanann, she got home like at 2 o'clock. And, I felt her get into bed. And I just felt like I didn't feel like I just would make sure I looked at my phone at 2 o'clock and make sure she's okay, she's in there. And I could kind of feel her kind of stirring around a little bit. And, I just had a feeling that she knew like what was going on. I mean, obviously I didn't use like an NRO gift card, that I'd gotten. I used my actual credit card. And I kind of just felt like she knew what was going on. And she started rubbing her hand on me, and we ended up having sex. But I guess that was more like a test.
Oh,
I would have thought.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah, because when we talked, when I woke up later on in the morning, I pretty much, told her, I didn't think it was going to work anymore. And she was like, what happened? What was last night?
Mm-hmm.
So I figured that's what we call the test after I've gone through everything in my head.
That makes sense.
And she just told me, to get off of her. And she was like, I knew there was somebody else, I knew there was somebody else, I knew there was somebody else. I couldn't just say, yes, there is somebody else, but then she said, you're never going to see the kids again, you're never going to see them again, get off of me, don't hurt me. And then,
Is that what you said?
so I was just like, when I climbed in bed, that was pretty much like on top, pretty much like straddling her, kind of deal.
Okay.
And she thought I was gonna hurt her or her baby or something. So, because she knew that something had happened. She thought I was just trying to just check out or something. So, and that's when that happened.
I know it's hard, but do you mind if we talk just a tiny bit deeper about that? So she comes home. She touches him, you guys have sex. It seems like she's doing her test, which I understand. Sounds like you do too.
I'm sure Nikki or Nicole Atkinson or Cassie probably told her,
That's what I was thinking, right? They talked about it during that whole weekend.
more than likely. That's my parents told me there was going through text messages. It's all pretty much they all kind of just told her he's with somebody else type of deal.
Yeah. And she spent a lot of time with the gals. That's what they did probably all weekend is talk about it, give her advice. I think that's what we found, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So she comes home. You guys have sex. And then did you fall asleep between then and going to work?
Yes.
Okay. So then at some point, does she wake you up or is it you waking up for work?
My alarm works.
Oh, okay. And you're going to work out.
Mhm.
But then that's when she started wanted to talk more. She was pretty mad.
Yeah, it was. I had already kind of knew that. Using that credit card,
Was that intentional?
Yeah.
I had no other way to do it.
Oh,
I used because I got these narco gift cards from doing good stuff at work and stuff
Yeah.
like that, and I'd use them all.
oh. Was part of you just screw it, whatever, I don't care. I'm using this card.
Part of me just wants to say, Nikki, can you pay for this? But I don't know.
Yeah.
Even I think my attorney said she even noticed I used a different card, like a blue card.
Oh.
Maybe she thought, I felt comfortable enough just using a normal bank account or something. But I told her I was going to Iraq. I told you I was going to Iraq.
Yeah.
It was just it felt like looking back at everything, just reading the scripture more and more now, I can see God gave me opportunities to get at it. Even my friend Jeremy Lindstrom, he even invited me because it was his daughter that came and watched the kids on that Saturday night, And he was like, hey, you said we're going to a Rocky game. You want to go to me with the Bronco game and watch the Arizona Cardinals? Like, in my mind, it was like, you know, go. Just say, hey, I can't find a babysitter.
To Nikki.
Yeah. And maybe that would have been like, like a light switch just like goes different directions. That was kind of like my last like opportunity to kind of get out. It seems like, 'cause I wish I would have said, yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
And I think that would have just put me on a different trajectory.
So then, Shanann, did she actually say you're never going to see the kids again?
She said that to me before.
Yeah. That's kind of hard to hear.
Yeah, because she'd said to me before she went to Arizona. Because, like, I wasn't really sleeping in the bedroom. I was sleeping on the couch or in the basement bed or something. And, like, she had slammed the door. You're never going to see the kids again. Or something. Yeah.
Did she get fiery like that?
Only once in our entire relationship I've ever seen her that way.
Yeah. And that was a time before, or was that on the night that it happened?
No, it was right back in North Carolina.
Oh.
It was just like one of those, it was just a fiery argument that I never raised my voice to her or anything, and like, I just got mad and I slammed the door, and she was like, "Ow." I'm like, I should have slammed the door.
Was that when you were in North Carolina that last week?
No, it was like,
Previous to
this
that?
is like 2010, 2011.
Oh.
It was like early. In her old house.
Before kids?
Yes.
Were you dating or were you married at that point?
Dating.
Oh.
Yeah, it was just like, I don't remember what it was about. I think some girl maybe texted me like from my past or something, and like I was just like, this, and she was like, don't have that happen again. And I'm just like, I can't have friends.
Right.
They're females. Like I
Right.
don't even talk to this woman anymore.
Right.
And it was just like, nope.
Was she fiery? Did she have that Italian blood that her mom has?
Good Lord, yes.
Was she always like that, or was she? Did she snap at things?
She wouldn't snap at me, but you could tell, like, something really irked her a little bit.
Yeah.
It would come out.
0 to 100 type thing, or what?
0 to 200.
Oh, interesting.
She gets acclimated about something. She's like, all right, it's gonna happen.
Well, that's why she was probably so successful at Thrive, right?
Oh yeah, like she had done a couple other like direct sales business, but this one was just like it was different.
Why?
This one, like, cause I think she had done like Origami Owl and like something called like It Works, and then like other couple other things like some bags and stuff like that. But the supplement stuff, it just because it worked with her, it worked with me. She's like, okay, I can kind of like use this as like, all right, this is what it's doing for us.
Yeah.
And then like after a little while, like she could see how like people are above her, how it was helping them, and then it was just like trickle down effect. And it was like a good system about like commission wise and everything was just she could use all the business IQ she has from running those cell phone shops and from Dirty South custom shops and all that. I mean, she's business minded.
Yeah.
She knows how to do an accounting book like the back of her hand. So it all just like fell into place with all that.
So then on that night, was it just a new type of fight?
It was
Never had, or what? What happened?
Yeah, it was a totally different type of fight. It was, it just felt like, I don't know, it was more anger than anything else. Like there was emotion to it at first, and then it just felt like it was just anger. It was just like, like there was no love there. It was kind of like what we were saying, what she was saying. It was just like, it's almost like we knew like something was combating at each other. And we didn't know, like it wasn't ourselves.
Really? Anger from you or anger from her?
I think it was more anger from me and more like desperation from her because she wanted to fix it.
Yeah.
She knew something wasn't right. Like, like when the whole thing with my parents happened with my parents called it Nutgate.
What happened?
Nutgate.
What's that?
Oh,
With the peanut.
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
the bowl or whatnot.
Oh, with her family?
Yeah.
Pistachio ice cream or whatever it was.
Yeah, somebody
Nutgate.
call it nut.
I haven't heard that.
I heard that.
Yeah, I guess what people are calling it.
Okay.
But that was like another out. Like, you know, maybe I could have just like stopped everything with Nikki and just kind of concentrated on helping like whatever happened there. Because like, Shanann had a story, my mom had a story. Like, whatever happened, I'll probably ask my 10-year-old nephew. Probably tell me what actually happened.
Well, and they both have their feelings for good reasons, and they both didn't see it the other person's way. And
Yeah, and like maybe because I didn't talk to my parents from then on until like August 6th, and like you know my dad took that whole week off.
you didn't talk to your parents from then on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because like Shanann was like, do not talk to them, do not call them, do not do anything.
Is that what she said?
Yeah, and Cece's birthday was the 17th, but I think the actual birthday party was like a couple days after.
In August?
July.
July?
Yeah. And like my mom or my dad was gonna go, but then there was like a post on Facebook about you know allergies and stuff like that Shanann had made, and my dad was like, no, I just can't do it anymore. Just like because
He perceived that as her taking a shot type thing?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She always says she never, you know, put those posts directed at anybody, but she had a method.
If you read them, you know who she's
Yeah.
talking about.
She had a method to the madness, and you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish I could have just took more time just to fix that. Because like I wanted my parents to be involved. Like since you know like the whole wedding thing, and then up to that, it was like, you know, my mom, my sister were always like, you know, combating with Shanann combating with them. My dad was always cool. Like, he's just like me. He's just like, you know, go with the flow. Like I just want everybody to get along type deal.
Chicks,
I
man.
loved your dad.
Ronnie's the best.
Isn't he? I loved your dad.
I'm sorry, keep going.
That's cool. I just wish I could have, like, just when we were at the beach in August. Like my dad was supposed to let's take the whole week off just so we could see the kids and like see me and like we have a cookout at my sister's house or something. And then, but we just pretty much spent 5 days at the beach, and Shanann had like booked it so like you know, I mean I don't want to say like a punishment for them not to see the kids, but like I wanted them to see it, see them. You know, just I wish I could have fixed all that. And I even like when I was at the beach, I told Shanann that it was more like what was going on was more like I feel like, you know, my dad's my hero. I feel like I've lost like something in my life. I haven't been talking to him for 3 weeks. I haven't been seeing the kids for 2 weeks, you know, on FaceTime or anything. And I wanted them to be able to have that relationship again. She was pretty much gung ho, like she tried to kill my daughter by giving her pink. I was like, I don't think she gave it to her.
And was that her stance? Is that your mom
Put something in front of Cece.
Like to kill her or
No,
just
just like
didn't care?
like
Didn't pay attention.
it's she thinks that allergies and like this state of age is like people think, oh, you'll be
Like it's
fine.
made up
Like
kind of
yeah,
thing?
he'll be fine. He'll just have a rash. He'll be fine. I've seen CC, you know, like the first time. Well, I've seen a picture of when he had a cashew the first time. It wasn't good. And then she had kiwi the second time, and then the same thing happened. And I know it's real.
Do you know it's serious? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like it wasn't like her throat like closed up, but she broke out in this full body rash that looked really crazy looking. And luckily, like you know, nothing with her throat like happened. But
So did that make you angry at your mom for doing that?
yeah, I mean, I just like, no, you just gotta. I told her you need to think. You need to like, you know, pay attention. Just because another kid can have something doesn't mean another kid can have something. Because like we were at that birthday party at Jeremy's that Sunday. You know, they had this cake there. Like Bella wanted it so bad. I'm like, can't you answer it because Cece can't have it. She was like, you know, okay. And all the other kids were like, shit, they can't have the cake. You know, like I just kind of took them off and gave them some like one of those frozen pops or something. But you know, it's just like she had to learn that just because one kid can have something and there's another kid that can't have it for a legitimate reason, like she couldn't have done it. But you know. That's the kind of talk I had with her. When Shanann called me, I think it was maybe like middle of July or something when she told me all this had happened. That's when I called my mom and talked to them for a while, and then they're just like, you know, they just couldn't deal with her anymore. Shanann just kind of like, you know, they like flipped out. My nephew told Bella to go hide behind the curtain because I don't think your mom was going to let you come over here again or something like that.
Aw.
So it got heated.
Oh, it was bad.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a last straw between them, I think.
Like in the same room or over the phone?
No, they were at the house.
They were, and so they
at
were
my,
really
at my mom's
heated.
house. Yeah, but Cece and Bella and my niece and nephew were there.
Okay.
How did Shanann find out about the ice cream thing?
Because Chanel was there, and I guess they were all sitting on this couch. It was kind of like a U, and my niece went into the kitchen, and she knew where the ice cream was. She'd been there, and she knew where the ice cream was. She'd been there. She'd been there.
So it's not like your mom gave it to her? Like she got her own ice cream?
Yeah, she went in the freezer, got it, went out, and sat beside Cece, and started eating. But like, it's just a matter of like Cece could go like
Right.
that. Now, I don't know what would happen if she just got it on her hand,
Right.
but like I know on like the prick test, on the back, it's like a welt.
So were they staying there at your parents' house during that time? 'Cause
Yeah, it was. So they would go from from Sandy and Frank's house
Yeah.
for like a few days or 5 days, and then go to my mom and dad's house for a couple of days, and kind of bounce back and forth.
Okay. So it happened during that time. They were there. Yeah. Okay.
And so there were so many things that happened, weren't there? They just were little tiny ingredients to this recipe.
Yeah, nothing like
That's nuts, Chris. I mean, it's just so many things just didn't go your way.
everything was like somebody was stirring a pot, and it was just
Yeah, that's exactly what it was like. So then, I know I keep bringing it up. Can you walk me through just the last few minutes before Shanann died?
It was pretty much just like I had gotten dressed for work, and then like we started talking.
Did she come to you?
No, I was just right there in bed.
Oh,
Just-
okay.
Yeah, so I was just like, I got my blue shirt on, my jeans and everything.
You ready to go?
I was ready to go. And
Was she asleep, or did you have to wake her up to finish your conversation? Or?
I would wake her up because like she got home like 2 o'clock, so she pretty much out of it. But I never knew like if her plane got delayed. Someone always told me like she just like sat around with Nicole and just like talked for a while and then came home or something. I'm not sure if that was true.
It was delayed.
Yeah. But yeah, when she came home and everything, but yeah, like I woke her up to talk to her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And is that because it was just eating at your
Yeah,
brain?
like I knew like, something like it's something that didn't feel right with me. So I know like she knew. I just knew she knew. I just felt like maybe the kids weren't gonna be there when I got home that day.
Oh, interesting. Now, I don't mean to offend, but I have to ask, is that really the truth? Okay.
I really felt like they weren't gonna be there when I got home that day.
Oh. And
Like
so,
she would take them somewhere?
No,
Or-
I just felt like either maybe I wouldn't go home, maybe they weren't gonna be there, or I wouldn't be allowed in, type of thing.
I think I saw some text messages where Shanann talked about that she would take the kids to another state or something because she wouldn't be able to afford to live in Colorado or something. Did she say that kind of stuff to you, or
Yeah.
what did she say about that?
She said she couldn't afford to live in Colorado on her own, and that I told her, look, well, try it, and she pretty much makes the same amount I do.
Yeah.
But she said she wouldn't want to try, just because Colorado just the price of living there was a lot higher than North Carolina.
And just so I'm clear, you thought maybe in your mind, you thought maybe she would take the kids somewhere else or like lock you out of the house or.
Or just like I wouldn't want to make a scene like trying like pound on the door trying to get in or anything like that. But like, I just felt like that was what I did on Sunday. It was kind of like or Saturday night was kind of like the last straw. Kind of like going out with somebody and using an actual bank account card and just like not trying to hide it at all.
So walk me through it though, because she comes home, she touches you, you guys have sex, you fall asleep, then you wake up for work, all natural, all, a normal day's work type thing.
Yeah.
What was it that made you think, I just can't do this anymore, I have to talk to her?
It was eating away at me. Like I knew like something. I knew everything that I did. Like I know like when I was with Nikki, it was different. Like I wasn't even like in the realm of I'm a dad, I'm a husband type thing.
Oh,
And then like I was saying, when I'm never at home, like sleeping in my own bed, like I have no like concept of that anymore.
interesting.
But it
So
was
in your mind and heart, you can move moved on.
like it kind of felt like if I wasn't at home, like I didn't think about it almost, because like if I wasn't sleeping on my own, like I think there was at one point like Nikki had gone to the mountains with her friends for like a few days, like into June, first part of July, and then like that part, obviously it was home, but like from that whole month of July on, it was like I was never home. Like I never had all those reminders around me. I never had, like every time my wife would call me, I would be at Nikki's house.
Oh, while she was in North Carolina.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would like, walk outside and talk to her, like when I was next to the car or something like that. I would never be at home looking, like, just have all these pictures around me, just being in the same bed, seeing my kids' beds, seeing everything that we go for the last 6 years.
And so, did you just want to once and for all get it out in the open?
I just wanted to just tell her how I was feeling at that point in time. Like, I didn't feel like me and her were compatible anymore. Honestly, I didn't feel like that because what was going on with Nikki, it was new. It was new.
Right, absolutely.
Anything that's new always feels better than the old.
Yes.
You were probably bitten by the love bug.
Yeah,
That's how a lot of therapists talk about it. Yeah.
It was just like, I never felt that. I mean, even like with new relationships in the past, like it always feels different, like the first couple weeks, and then, but it just, with someone Nikki felt different. I don't know what it was. Maybe it was just like you said, like, I was more in control, and like it was more of like, maybe more of me coming out. Because Shanann always said, like, it always seemed I was more myself around other people, like, her cousin Cody, like, Cody lived or came up and visited us for a little bit while we were in Colorado for a little while, and Cody always talked about, like, how Chris is so funny, Chris is like, Shanann would always like, why are you never like that with me? It's like, maybe I always felt nervous around you.
There's only so much oxygen in the room, right? I say this to some people with dominant personalities.
I just always felt nervous. I always felt like I was, I never could actually just, be myself.
Right.
Nikki, I was myself, like, all the time. It was just different.
Well, and it seems as though, and again, it's hard to talk about, and you tell me if I'm wrong, but it also seems, is it accurate to say that sexually you were able to say, Nikki, this is what I would like, this is what I'm into, or blah, 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 and maybe not with Shanann?
No, Nikki just wanted, she wanted what she wanted. She wanted to do it pretty much all the time. I was just like, okay, that's fine with me.
Okay.
With Shanann, it was just like, hey. Sometimes it happens, sometimes it didn't, but that wasn't the case as far as that way. It wasn't just like sex or whatnot. But it was me. I was just for myself. I could just not think about what I was going to say or plan what I was going to say or not. Say something stupid or something. But
Right.
A little bit of freedom.
Can I ask you something about that morning that you had sex with Shanann? Did you feel at all like maybe you were kind of cheating on Nikki by doing that?
I felt strange. I felt like, the first time I was with Nikki, I felt weird. First time,
Sure.
And then the last time I was with Shanann, I felt totally strange. I was just like, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know who I had become. I felt like I had become people I see on TV. And that did not feel right with me. Like I didn't know what had happened to me. So Nikki even asked me, like, have you done this before? Have you go straight away? I'm like, I've never even thought about it. It's like, what's different? It's like, I guess it's just you that's different because I've just never actually, like, I've seen girls smile at me before, never done anything about it. With her, it was just like, it's like she had a leash on me and she tugged me away. As soon as she walked, I'm like, what the heck, what's going on? So,
Well, and Tammy brings up a very good point. I wonder if that last time with Shanann having sex had somewhat of a role in you thinking,
like a trigger?
I gotta do something, I gotta say something, we gotta have a talk, something's gotta change. Is that accurate?
I just felt like it was like maybe like a trigger point or something like you hit the push button on a bomb and it just blows up.
Right.
Just something in my head was just like something was hurt. Just like I had to say something.
Okay. So then, exactly what did you say and what happened?
So when I woke her up and it's like, hey, we just gotta talk.
Okay.
And just like I told her, I don't feel compatible. I don't feel like this is gonna work. I just, I don't want to. Like, can we cancel a trip to Aspen? And she had booked a trip that week to go to some like mystery 4-star luxury hotel or something.
Just the two of you or the whole family?
Just me and her.
Okay.
she had a man affair, couldn't watch the kids that weekend or something.
Okay.
And I was just like, can we cancel that? Can we like do something? Like, from what I remember, I even said, can we move to Brighton just to get away from like this house?
Oh.
But like, I'm not sure if that was like in the beginning or the end of part of the conversation or whatnot. That conversation went so many different ways. Like they had gone from like staying together to just like all of the above.
Okay. So this is half an hour, what?
Definitely not more than half an hour. I don't think.
Okay.
I don't think.
Are you crying? Is she crying?
It's back and forth. It's like, she's got, mascara. She didn't wash her face when she got home. She had makeup on still, so mascara was running all over her and stuff like that. And it was nothing about that conversation. I just wish I could take all of it back. Just the whole Nico thing back, everything. But
So then when did it turn?
as far as that conversation, just at the end when I was telling her, like, I told her I didn't love her anymore. That's what happened.
What happened?
She told me to get off her, and then I put my hand on her.
Okay.
Did you say she said something like that you were hurting the baby or something?
That was before that, because like when I was straddling her, it was kind of like around her waist type deal.
Why did you get on her like that?
I just when we got on the bed, that's just what I got on.
Is that so she would listen to you?
I felt like she could probably listen to me just laying beside her, but I got on top of her. And every time I think about it, I'm just like, did I know I was going to do that before I got on top of her? I don't know.
Really? That's an interesting thought, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know if you knew.
Just like everything that happened that morning, I don't know, like I try to go back in my head, I'm just like, I didn't want to do this, but I did it. Everything just kind of like,
I felt like you had to.
it just felt like it was, I don't even want to say it felt like I had to, it just felt like there was already something in my mind that was implanted that I was going to do it, and I woke up that morning and it was going to happen, and I had no control of it.
You never thought about it before?
It was just like, I don't want, like when, like you like in the sentencing hearing that prosecutor said it takes 2 to 4 minutes, something like that to happen. Like why couldn't I just let go? I didn't.
Oh, that's interesting.
Okay, just let
Was
go.
it feeling like it was in motion and you just couldn't stop it?
Yeah, it was just like, I don't even want to know what she saw when she looked back at me, honestly.
Did you look at her? What was she doing?
She looked fighting.
Why do you think she wasn't fighting?
I don't know, maybe she was praying, maybe she was just. I read the Bible. It said, or the scripture says, don't forgive these people for they do not know what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she was saying that. I don't know what she was saying in her head, but she, like when you guys told me, like, take off your shirt and check for defensive wounds, and there wasn't going to be any. She didn't fight. I don't know why.
If she didn't could she grab your arms, or were her arms pinned down, or?
Not that I remember. I don't think so. I mean, I don't think like I moved to where my knees were around her arms or anything. But it's just kind of like when I got on top of her, we started talking. That was it. It's kind of like in my head, or like in the back of my head, that was going to happen, and just like at the end of the conversation, it was just like that's what happened. I just wish I could have let go.
Did it seem like it was that long, 2 to 4 minutes? How long did it seem for you?
Almost kind of felt like it was longer almost, because it felt like time was standing still. It's kind of like I just saw my life just disappearing before my eyes, but it just like I couldn't let go. It was like somebody else, like if you picture somebody else around you, holding your hands, holding you, keep you from not letting go.
At some point there was a statement about rage. Do you feel like you were in a rage at that point?
That's the only way I can describe it, honestly. Like a snap. I I know, I guess my attorney had said like some, strangulation is more of like a, I don't know, passionate type thing. I'm just like, I don't know how that can be passionate.
It's just intimate because you're right in there,
Yeah.
using your own hands. It's a lot different than someone standing across the room and you shooting them or something like that. So
I just felt like somebody was like behind me, just like, I just couldn't let go.
It's interesting to me because there was a lot of things in your life that were like that, right? Where you're just like, maybe felt out of control, or maybe felt like, I don't know why I couldn't take a step back, or, like even when you said, when your buddy was like, let's go to the football game, you wanted to say yes, you couldn't.
Yeah, I wanted to. Like, I haven't been to a football game since North Carolina, so I was just like, yeah, sure. I wanted to say that.
Yeah.
I wanted to just text him, hey, babysitter fell through, we can't. Let's go. But
So, then what?
just hadn't. After, Shanann was, I guess, once that was, when she was gone, it was just like, I didn't know what was going on. It's like, it was like a traumatic, I don't know what you call it, traumatic event type, and everything, and like, I was shaking, I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what I had done. I still wasn't in that right state of mind. I don't think like I was in control of what I could think or what I could do at that point in time. Like most people say, like, why don't you just call 911? Why? I'm just like, unless you're in that situation,
You don't know.
We don't know what you would have done. It's easy to play Monday morning quarterback.
I agree with that.
Like I said, if somebody shoots somebody, you don't know what they was going through their mind at that point in time. You don't know what you'd have done.
So what happened next?
Bella came in.
Is that what happened? Bella came in. What she said?
Wrong.
Did she hear something? Is that what she did?
Obviously, I think.
Okay. What'd you tell me?
Just not feel good.
And then, did that happen with Bella right in that room?
Not proper.
What happened?
She walked in as, she's talking up. She was sleeping.
Did you take her back to her room?
Put Shanann in that chute and found the site.
Okay. And what?
Carried her downstairs. Backed my truck up.
At that point, were the girls still there? Okay. So then Shanann's in the truck. Then you went back to the house.
Got everybody back in the truck.
Was Bella first or was Cece first?
In the truck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So Shanann was first, and then Bella was next. Was Bella alive when you guys got in the truck? Oh, okay. What happened?
Going back up.
Okay.
I don't really want to talk about this part, honestly. Those are my kids. This is my baby. I just talk to them every night. I don't see it on the screen.
Okay.
Every time I see pictures of them, I don't know how this could have happened. Being a dad was the best part of my life. I took it all away.
I think that's the hardest part for us, Chris, is we see those videos, we see that love that you had for your girls, like, it's obvious to us, and even to us, it's hard for us to understand how a dad who's given piggyback rides and making snacks and watching princess movies and those kinds of things. How you get to that point,
I don't know. Just, like I said, it was just like something else was controlling me that day. I had no control over what I was like to fight back.
Yeah.
Like when that prosecutor said it felt a bitter tongue, like repeatedly, I just wanted to just bang my head up against the wall.
So you put Shanann in the truck, and then you put the two girls in the truck? Were they just sitting in their car seats, or I guess they didn't probably have car seats in your truck, did they?
No, they was sitting in the back with like in that bench sheet.
So Shanann was back there too?
She was on the floor.
What did they say about Shanann being on the floor?
Not be okay.
What'd you tell them?
She'll be fine.
Did you have their stuff with them, like their toys and their blankets and stuff?
They had something with them that they carried. One of them, I think, at CC and Bella had like a blanket or something with them,
Mm-hmm.
like a pink blanket or.
What about the dog? I think one of them had a dog, right? That talked, or dog?
Yeah,
CC.
yeah, one of them had like a little barking dog.
Was that with you too? Do you know?
I think it was. It's hard to remember. Like if
Yeah.
they had like the big blanket, small blanket.
So, I think I saw on the video that you put a gas can or something in the back of your truck. Is
Mhm.
that right? Did you have different plans when you put that in there?
I don't know what was going through my head. I felt like maybe I could just get rid of myself at the same time if I was doing all this, honestly.
Yeah.
You just think about that?
What'd you think about that?
I didn't feel like I deserved to live after what had happened.
Was there any thought to the whole family going away that day, to include you?
After everything happened, that's the definite thought.
Yeah. See, it's interesting to me. We had all kind of wondered if there was a point when you were all together and if you were all going to pass together. That to me makes sense, because that's, even though it sounds crazy, that's what a family man does, right?
Family man doesn't do what he did.
No, I know. I guess what I mean is, it seems like you guys were going to be together forever in that way. Is that maybe what was going through your head?
Honestly, I just felt like I didn't deserve to live.
Yeah.
And it was like, whatever judgment I was going to come upon myself, I just didn't deserve to be on this earth anymore.
Mhm.
What happened?
Okay.
So what made you not do that? Do you think?
I don't know if it was just more of like a, because with the site, maybe it was just more of like I would have hurt more people than just me and everybody else. Like I know there's other people out there, not like at the site, but other people like maybe out in the area. Like I didn't want something like on the site to catch fire and blow up, and then other people around would get hurt in the same.
So you were thinking initially about starting a fire out there, or an explosion or something, or?
Just no, not for that. Just like maybe I could just take care of myself and not that.
Wow.
I guess that's the only thing you do. I mean, I don't have a gun. I don't have anything like that. I don't like to just commit suicide that way. But
So
it's
just
just
to blow yourself up?
I mean, it was just I wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, I don't have weapons. I've never hunted before in my life. I don't know what. I mean, nothing was right that morning.
Yeah. I remember you kept telling me that. You kept saying, I didn't know what I was doing, Tammy. I didn't know. Like,
Yeah, when you asked me
I
about the
remember-
sheet, like what were you doing? Like I don't know what I was doing.
Yeah. I think you were just like in automatic mode, or it seemed like. So did you drive straight out there? So what were you thinking on the way out there?
It's kind of like what I'm doing right now. I'm just like, nervous, shaking, not knowing like, what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like I know like my life is completely changed. I don't know like what's happening. Like honestly, like I try to picture that whole ride, like it's like 45 minutes to an hour ride out there. And it's just like, couldn't I have like saved my girl's life? Couldn't I have done something? Why did I do that? I don't know.
Right.
Like this is my flesh and blood. This is like what I wanted all my life, was to be a dad, just to have, kids, and they love me, they, all that, and it just nothing made sense.
Right.
Like the oil tank, nothing made sense. I'm just like, what the doing?
Mhm. So what happened when you got out there?
I took Shanann out just to a place off to the site,
Mhm.
and then
What were the girls doing when you were doing that?
just sent them back to the truck.
And then what happened after that?
CC was first. She did have a blanket. She had a blue blanket. A Yankee blanket.
So was she alive when she went into the oil tank? No.
I put the blanket over her head.
And that's how she passed. Couldn't breathe.
I put the blanket over her head. I didn't want to. No. I strangled her right there in the back seat.
Okay.
What was Bella doing?
She's looking beside her.
Did she understand? Did she know what was going on?
She didn't say anything.
And then the same for Bella. Just without a blanket.
With the blanket.
Oh, okay.
I didn't look. It's like every time I closed my eyes, I started to see her saying, "Daddy, no," and that was it.
That's what Bella said.
I hear that every day.
You really? Sorry, man.
I'm sorry, it doesn't take anything back that I did.
I know. Is it possible that in your mind you didn't want them to suffer throughout their life? Was this like a mercy thing?
I mean, you can say that like after the fact, but it was just like, I don't.
You didn't feel like that during it?
I just didn't. I felt like it was just like an anger with Shanann, with everything, that I was just taking it out on everybody that was in front of me that morning.
Yeah.
I mean, kids growing up without their parents, depending on what grandparents or whoever they grew up with, seemed to be fine. But it was just like, it was an anger thing. It was just like.
And what were you so angry at Shanann about? Like if you could pinpoint it.
Nothing that makes anybody to want to do this. I mean, you could be angry at your spouse like your whole life, but you should never have done anything like this. You should never let it get to that point. But I let it get to a point where I've never been angry before. Like, and this was like the epitome of being angry.
Yeah.
The epitome of like showing a rage. The epitome of like losing your mind. And even like some people in here said, "Dude, like, the heck happened? You must have freaking snapped." And like, I just walked away. Just like, it's I don't see it in my mind how it could have, like, I look outside every day and like, what could we be doing right now? You know, right now I'd have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and what might be a 1-month-old son, and a beautiful wife. And just like right now, it's just me.
I watched that video of you finding out that Shanann was pregnant. You don't seem excited. You seem like kind of in shock
Scared.
and yeah, like, oh fuck. Like
Well,
it's
it's-
already complicated and now this.
Well, it's like when we had talked about it like a couple weeks, it happened fast. Like with Bella, it was like we almost gave up trying, and she bought me like a supercharger for my car. And then with Cece, it was like we had to try, and then finally, but with Nico, it was once or twice, and then like 2 weeks later, she's pregnant.
Is that what happened?
Yes. It's just like it was more of like surprise, scared. I'm like, wait, what? Like we just talked about this. Like, people have brought up the fact like, oh, she was probably pregnant before, like you guys even talked about it. I'm just like, no, it's not, no. But, like, yeah, it was insanely fast. I give it that. Like, that's the only reason I ever gave that notion, like, even the moment of thought, because it was like faster than any other time that she'd gotten pregnant.
You just didn't seem happy. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I haven't like, I don't remember the video much. I know she was wearing like a "Oops, we did it again" shirt, I think, and I was walking out of my cooler or something. I don't remember like my actual like reaction, like watching the video, but like I could see her probably see her like didn't seem like he was jumping for joy type thing.
yeah, it didn't seem like that.
Did you watch the one of when I found out about Cece?
No.
Oh, okay.
Is it totally different?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Because Bella was in the crib and it had an eviction notice on the.
Oh, yeah, I
on
think
the
you told me about it. Yeah, I never saw it though.
Yeah, I picked up Bella and spun her around, and this time it was just me and Shanann, and she was in the kitchen. I don't know, like, I don't forget what date it was, maybe like June 3rd or 5th or 7th, I'm not sure like what date it was in the video, but maybe I already felt guilty about talking to Nikki at work.
Yeah.
Maybe that was going through my head.
Is that the potential timing? Does that make sense? Okay.
I don't remember the video, what day the video was, but I knew like I'd kind of met Nikki around like June 1st. I knew like she told me like afterwards.
When you say met her, you mean like went on a date with her?
No, I never went on a date with her until she was in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Just like flirting stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there was natural flirting back and forth, and that was just like, I knew that like with that video timing, I probably just looked like I was like, felt guilty for even talking to the girl at work.
Well, you probably did, right?
Yeah.
Did you guys fight before, you and Shanann? I know you talked about like not really raising your voice and stuff. Was there? Because I want to say, didn't a neighbor talk about them fighting and stuff?
Yeah, but that was embellished and exaggerated, and he retracted that.
Oh, he ended up
He
doing that?
retracted that. So.
Did you guys ever fight? Did you ever?
No, I mean,
Was there any domestic violence in your house? Like,
No, like never.
this is strange to us to
Even
have.
from her to you, I mean,
Yeah.
she gets mad when she's pregnant and grabs a knife or
No, like
scratches you or smacks you around or nothing.
no, she'd never like nothing.
Okay.
That's what makes all this even more hard to understand from my standpoint, and from yours too.
Yeah.
Did she ever belittle you at all? Did you ever feel that way, maybe?
What was that?
Did she ever make you feel like she belittled you, or you felt belittled by her?
I mean, there's always points like in a marriage where like the dominant person like takes control of
Sure.
everything, but like I was just my whole life I just kind of went with the flow. Like I never like put myself in the center of attention. I didn't want to be.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be in the back row.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, if she did belittle me, I couldn't pick that exact point or time.
So you never really felt that way, right?
No, I mean, I always knew I was like, the introvert. She was
Right.
she took control of most situations. Like when people came over, like, I knew what I Our goal was.
Yeah.
Like I watch videos of like cooking, you know, or she'd make like power balls or you know, or like protein balls or whatever.
Yeah.
You just don't seem like you want to be in those videos.
No.
Like I feel like you were being forced to be in those videos. And correct me if I'm wrong, but
Yeah,
that's what
I
it seemed like to
hate-
me.
I hated being in videos. I hated. I mean, I did it for her because
Right.
it was for a business and
Sure.
stuff. But like it was, you know, I hated just being out
Yeah.
for everybody to see. That's why like the whole like the gender reveal thing. I was just like, I didn't want it to be like some live Facebook video. I'm just like, no.
Yeah.
But like I never wanted to be out there. But I know I'm like.
Well, even when she was, because we talk about this a lot, Tammy and I and Dave, even when it was, you know, I think it was Florida on some Lavelle or Thrive thing, and she's like, here we are, and it's all expenses paid, and
I was like,
I remember looking at you and
like,
thinking, like, he is not into this video right now.
No, you don't look into any of the videos. I'll be honest with you.
I wouldn't be either.
Yeah.
That's not me.
yeah,
I get it.
I mean, I remember you talking about like she would even post stuff for you, like
Oh, yeah.
because you're technically a salesman too of
Yeah, I was-
Lavelle of
yeah,
Thrive.
that's- like she put me underneath her, and that like anything, like any of my friends or stuff, like anything I do would help her.
Right.
So it was just, you know, I would send her pictures. Like I should I take a picture with your patch? I'm like, okay, send it to her, and then she'd make a post about it. And she was like, I need to take more control over like your business and stuff. I'm just like, I don't know what to talk about.
Right.
Like if I went up to talk to somebody at the mall or at the pool or somebody about this, I just stumble all over my words and just like they'd be like, okay, bye. But no,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not the salesman. She's I mean, she could sell everything you're wearing back to you,
Right.
and you wouldn't even know it. Like, wait, I just paid $40
Right.
for this shirt. I paid $20 for it. Yeah, it's those videos were not me. I did it just to support her. You know, like she would always say, "Oh,
Could you tell her no? Could you say I don't want to be in that video, or was that an option?
Probably not. I mean, it's like, you know, she would have been like, oh, why, this is to, you know, help our family. This is for, you know, to help this and that, you know, so I couldn't have told her no. I mean, it would have made her mad. I would have been like, no. I wouldn't really start that just because it's for the business, it's for the family, you know. I was just going to try to help out wherever we can.
Right.
Did that actually make money?
Mm-hmm.
So not only just more sales, but it actually put money in your guys' pocket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And she made probably in that last year, probably as much as I did.
On commissions, basically. I mean, I know that's a simplified version of it, but
Yeah, I mean, it's they don't take taxes out on it, so.
right.
So that was like the good thing, and they paid for your car.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Did they give you her an allowance or something to buy a car?
yeah, if
Or lease it?
if you're a certain level, like a 12K or above, they give you a car allowance once a month. I'm not sure how they made money. The owners doing that, but they did.
Yeah.
Unless there's just like an insane markup on the product, which I probably guess there is.
Probably is, yeah.
I'm not sure how much it costs for them to make it.
Yeah.
Did you feel like a different person wearing those patches?
Especially like the Duo, the Burn. I mean, it felt. I mean, like the Apple Watches. Like if you look on it, like when it tells you your exercise, it says I was exercising like all day. 'Cause my heart rate was like up
Oh.
just from those patches.
Was it full of caffeine or what?
They just have something. They had something in them. I mean, the black label ones, the longer black ones, those had caffeine in them, but it never had that effect. I mean, the Duo Burn ones, the ones that are more of like the fat loss type, it felt like I was working out all day, even though I wasn't.
Oh, were you tired?
I mean, I know at some points, even Nikki said that, like, you know, I'd fall asleep on the couch, on her couch while I was talking to her, and then like pick back up like I never knew I fell asleep, which I don't know if it's like an insomnia thing or what, but like I wasn't sleeping much.
You had a lot going on then.
Yeah, but those are the only patches I really felt like a real big difference on, just because it felt like I was working out all day.
Mm-hmm. You don't feel like they changed your personality or anything like that, though, or do you?
I don't know. I don't really know. I know that I just felt different on those than any other batch. It was, I felt like I could just go longer and longer each day.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure like if that was probably a bad thing. Because I don't think I was probably sleeping more than 3 hours a night.
So would you stay when Shanann was gone? Would you stay with Nikki and then go home for like to get ready for work?
Yeah, I just wake up at like 4:30, and go home and get ready for work and leave. Get ready for work and leave. And I just work out when I got back home.
Mm-hmm.
What were the conversations with Nikki as far as at some point you guys were talking about her helping you find an apartment? So what did you guys talk about as far as your future together?
That didn't really happen until like I got back from the beach. So I told her like I lied to her like, hey, like I had talked to Shanann about getting a separation.
And that talk hadn't happened yet.
No, I mean it kind of like. She knew something was going on.
Yeah.
I mean, we weren't sleeping in the same room, and then she she even mentioned the fact like, hey, Colorado's 50-50 state or something like that. And okay, I guess she looked it up. But that actual talk hadn't like actually happened. I was just like, I thought it was going to happen.
Yeah. And so in conversations with Nikki, and I get it. I mean, you're telling her like the progress toward the divorce is a little bit more than it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then so what were you guys planning?
So it was more of like she's gonna help me find an apartment that was affordable. That's kind of just around like Brighton or maybe just close to work, like Fort Lebanon or something around there. That's kind of like where my area was.
Mm-hmm.
Did you talk about moving in with her?
She didn't want that.
She didn't want that. Would you
No.
have done that if she would have been cool with that?
I've been both too soon. I would have thought. It was just we'd only been really seeing each other like almost like a month or maybe just talking about 2 months. That would have really. But she called her house like her apartment like her. I don't know, like her kind of like a shield or kind of like her. She had another word for it, but
Like her safe place?
yeah, like a safe place or something like that. And she didn't like people like to invade it, but that's why she always let me come over because she said she felt like that was fine, like her dog liked me and everything. Like she would say, hey, you just should belong here type thing. I'm like, oh, okay.
So you and Shanann, did you talk about selling the house? At what point did you? And there was some discussion there with Ann Meadows.
Yeah, she had sent an email about like how we would go about like selling the house.
Yeah.
And I think Ann told her about Ann was always about getting pre-approved. Just like like if you're going to sell your house, get pre-approved for like another house, so it's like much faster.
Yeah, so you just quickly transition from one to the other. Okay. When did that happen? Remember?
I think it was either right before we left. No, that had to have been like first week of August, somewhere around there. I think she may have contacted her.
Okay. So the plan was maybe to buy a house. I think you told me in Brighton, you think about buying a house in Brighton.
Yeah, just like
Yeah,
she liked that Adams 12
Mhm.
school system or something.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think that's what Brighton is. Adams.
Yeah.
What were you thinking about when you called the school that day on Monday?
I was freaking out. I didn't know like I was thinking in my head like what I just did, what I just done, and I didn't know like it was stupid to do anything. Just call the school, to call Ann, to call anybody. I mean, they were right to be, suspicious about anything. Like, 'cause I knew I probably sounded eccentric on the phone and out of sorts, and just, I don't even know what they were thinking. They heard me.
I think they thought I was weird, but I don't know how you would not sound weird, like you said. So
So are you 100% sure the girls were still around and alive when you drove out? Okay. So that's completely accurate. There's nothing Nothing else about that.
And they got in the truck.
Okay.
Where did the blanket go?
It's either probably in the trash can or something. I think.
In the
I didn't-
trash?
It wasn't like it was still in my truck.
Okay. We thought we saw some GPS where you had stopped by near a construction roll-off dumpster. Is that true, or?
I think that's like I dumped my clothes in there.
So that would have been on the way back to the house.
My neighborhood.
Yeah. When Officer Kunab was there. Okay. Was it one of those red construction dumpsters?
More than likely.
Okay.
Did you pack new clothes? How did that work?
I already have some in there because, like, in case we have like a spill or something.
Oh.
If you ever get crude oil on you, you don't. Yeah, I have like 2 pairs of boots, all kinds of different stuff in there, just because like just one time I had to clean up a spill and I had defrost on, and I had like a headache for like 2 weeks because like the crude oil that comes with that. So I always have something in there.
So where did you keep them after you took them off? Like, did you just change out there into your new other clothes?
So like I dumped my clothes in that dumpster.
But that wasn't that on the way back? When you were coming? Like, you'd already worked the whole day,
Yeah.
right?
I'd work like till like 11 or so.
11.
Yeah. So that was back when Nicole Atkinson.
Yeah, when she was at,
when she
at my
called.
house sitting in the doorbell, that's when I
Right.
knew someone was at the house.
Right.
Did you think right then, like, oh fuck, like here we go? Or what were you thinking then?
I didn't even know why she was there. I was like, I didn't know, like, maybe she had an appointment or something with Shanann. I didn't know.
What did you think, like, that day, like, what you were gonna say? Like, what was your plan? Were you just gonna go home and be like, report to the police that your family's gone, or?
I had, like, once, like, I had no idea what was going to happen. Like, after everything, I mean, I don't even know how I was even acting even normal to people that was around. Because when, like, Troy and Cody and Chad and Melissa and all them, like, you know, when they showed up on the site, I don't even know how I was even being somewhat even coherent what I was saying, but apparently I understood me. So I didn't know what was going to happen. Like I said, this wasn't like something like some criminal minds type.
Like, well thought out
Yeah,
thing?
it wasn't nothing like
You're
that.
just minute by minute at that point.
Yeah, I had no idea what was going on.
So once the girls were gone, was it also just a minute by minute thing as far as the oil tanks?
Yeah, I didn't know what to do. I mean, just thinking about an oil tank just makes me want to throw up.
And was that just because it was in front of you and there it was and just presented itself? It wasn't a plan beforehand? Okay. Was there any reason why the separate ones?
No, it's like you said, it was like going up the stairs, and it just didn't. No, like what Frank said, it's like I was trying to separate everybody. That's not.
No.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't want to separate anybody.
What was the reason?
I can't even tell you. It was like I said, like something else was in control of what I was doing, and it was like I was doing something I never thought I would ever do in my life.
Did you think there would be less chance of someone finding them if they were in separate tanks, or?
I don't know.
Sounds like it was.
Oh.
No, I didn't. Whatever my reasoning was in my head that day, it wasn't sound. Nothing was right.
And you don't even remember thinking about it?
No, it was just like like a reaction of something that I wasn't even thinking about.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the trash bags? Do you remember that?
Oh, with
There were two.
okay, yes, trying to, because like this she kept. I didn't want like when I was putting there's one coherent, I guess, thing I had, like I didn't want the girls looking at Shanann while they were in the back seat.
So what'd you do?
I put a trash bag on one end and on her feet and on her head, so they didn't have to see.
Okay. And they were just too little to kind of figure out, right?
Yeah, they didn't know.
Okay. That's good.
I just know, like when I was driving up there, I mean, they were just, sitting there just, kind of asleep or kind of just like, holding on to each other, laying in each other's laps. I didn't.
Do you remember having any thoughts or thinking about why not just putting them all together with Shanann?
Honestly, it was just happening so fast. I had no time to really have a thought. That was my own.
Okay.
But I wasn't like dutifully trying to separate anybody passing away, trying to keep anybody separate. And everything, Frank, Sandy, and Frankie said, I don't hold it against them. I mean, they can hate me they have a right to hate me for the rest of their lives.
They don't hate
They
you.
don't. In fact, while we're on the subject, I speak with them weekly, and I told them that we were going to come here and then hopefully would speak with us. And they told me to tell you, understandably, they're devastated. But they actually said that they love you. They still love you. And Sandy explained it. He's our son-in-law for 8 years. I can't just turn that off. So they don't hate you. They don't.
That's amazing to hear that.
Yeah. Well, and I can tell you, Sandy was the one that was most resistant to penalties in this case. And she told me that from the very beginning. That she didn't want that. It's God's decision. It's not her decision. And then she told me that even then. So it's not just a one-time thing that she has said it to me. It's been over the whole course of the event. So that's probably one of the most honest things someone's ever told me. So it's pretty amazing. Faith is. She's obviously a believer. So am I. I get it. So I understand it.
That's amazing to even hear that.
Yeah. Good people.
I would have figured they would have hated me for.
They don't. I mean, yeah, anybody would think that. I certainly would have, but I have to admit I was surprised, really taken back by that. But they certainly don't.
What did they say when they knew you were coming out here?
They said they want to know details because they need closure, and that's really all they want. And they want to keep it private. Yeah, I said, absolutely. We'll talk to them about what you told us, and just so they can put it past them, because they're having a hard time dealing with it and trying to get past it all. And I think that may help, just to know.
Closures, I mean, my parents still think, I told them I pled guilty for a reason.
Right.
Right.
And I told it to them when they had that video phone thing in Colorado the day before. I pled guilty. I plead guilty for a reason. I didn't just, I knew other people were watching. I didn't just go in and just say anything.
Mm-hmm.
They seemed to take it and be okay.
Mm-hmm.
And
What made you do that, Chris? What made you plead guilty?
I didn't want anybody else to. I didn't want them to go through this for 2 or 4 years. I didn't want my attorneys to lie for me for 2 to 4 years. They would have done anything I told them to do.
Sure.
That's what they're. I don't see how they can do that. That's what attorneys do. They take their defendant and they say, what happened? Okay, we'll go with that story. I told them everything I just told you guys. And it's just they got together, well, if they ever offered a plea deal, would you ever want to, just plead guilty to them? Yeah, if we can end this, end it. I was, in September, I told them that.
Really?
Yeah, but, it was way too early, and prosecution was still doing their investigating, still grabbing evidence and all kinds of stuff, and that wasn't even really on the table. So I think it was around Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when the prosecution went to Frank and Sandy and Frankie's house. Just talking if we can end this, would you be open to that? And that's when the whole death penalty and everything, all that
Right.
conversation happened. And I guess they were surprised that it would just be over.
Yeah.
And
We were all in shock. I'm not gonna lie.
yeah, it was like,
It's like we were going 100 miles an hour, and then we just hit a brick wall. Like that's what it felt like to all of us. So I mean, obviously you had more time to
yeah, I mean,
contemplate it than
yeah,
us.
I mean, I told John and Kate and Sophia and everybody, Amy, hey, it's if we can just stop this, and like, I know it's, everybody's telling me to fight this, there's no like, there's like, everybody's saying there's like not enough evidence to such this and that, and I'm just like, no, this needs to end. Like, I don't want people to have to, because for Frank and everybody to have to fly back to Colorado every single time and get reminded of this, like, I'm not sure, it's never going to go away, but to actually have to come and talk about it, have other people talk about it, have, all three of you get on the witness stand and say, what they saw, what they've seen, what they heard on tapes and everything like that. It's just like, I don't want people to live that over and over and over again for years. Like, if I could just end this for everybody, and then like, if there's any closure at all, they could start then instead of like 2022. But and everything just like, 'cause I know it'd only get worse for everybody.
So did it have anything to do with you not having the death penalty?
No, like, I mean, honestly, like, when I was sitting in that cell, I felt like I should have died. I mean, I was listening to everybody telling me, like, hey, if you do this and this, you can hang yourself in that cell. You could do this and that.
They were like telling you stuff.
Yeah, you could drown yourself in the toilet if you wanted to fill your toilet bowl up or something like that. It was, they've been there a bunch of times. And, like, at one point I was listening to them.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, I just felt like maybe there's a different purpose for me somewhere. Maybe it's here. I don't know. Like, I prayed to God every day that He would move me away from Colorado, like move me away from like the DOC there, because I just knew, like, 'cause they were saying there was a hit on me. It said if I was going to a DOC in Colorado, like, I'd last a week and I'd be dead. Because of like the gangs and all that kind of stuff. So like, I just felt like God moved me here for a reason, and I'll, hopefully I can help people that way. But like, I didn't want my family, I didn't want Shanann's family, all of our friends, like, having to go through that, because after a while I knew it was like, this stuff was everywhere. And I knew, like, all her Thrive friends, everybody, that was just like, it would just broke, just put that hole in their heart just a little bit bigger every time. I didn't want that. I knew it would have gotten worse. I didn't want it to get any worse than it already was.
Did you ever think about, well, it could be very believable, what I told him, it could be very believable that Shanann did, end the girls. And so maybe if I tried to convince people that, maybe if I fought with my attorneys on that, maybe I could lessen it somehow. Did you ever think about that?
Honestly, I never even thought about the story until you guys mentioned it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I wondered.
I never even thought about it until you guys mentioned it.
Or what did you think about it once it got mentioned?
It's just like, I just went with it. I didn't, like, I knew my dad was out there. I knew it was like, I knew they would probably believe it because, my mom and my sister just never really liked Shanann. And I knew, like, I mean, through all this, like, I got letters from some of my friends that even said, when we went over to your house, we could see, Shanann was more of a dominant personality and more of like, hey, you're always helping with the kids and everything. Just, you're a great dad and everything. We could see, a couple things that I never saw or, whatnot. And even my best friend Mark even said, there's always, something, I didn't really get with Shanann. I was just like, nobody ever told me any of this stuff, but okay. But yeah, I never thought about that story. And, that's what my attorneys were going with.
Yeah.
And then, like, I think it was probably the second week I told them, like, what had really happened.
What did they say after that?
They were quiet. They were writing it down. They said they wouldn't judge me, so I told them. I told them everything that happened. And they, appreciated, like, I guess, most of the time, their defendant or their, defendants don't, like, tell them actually what happened.
No. Yeah.
They just, tell them, all right, get me out of here. And this is what happened. But I told them what happened. I didn't want them going, if this was going to go, like, anywhere in courts, I didn't want them to be under a false pretense and, like, get surprised. So I know, like, there was probably things that you guys probably knew that, I mean, if I lied to them and just told them, no, this is what happened, that it would have, like, made them look, foolish and say, they appreciated me telling them that, so now they would be prepared. And that's when they were saying, like, if it was ever, if we ever went to them, the prosecution, and say, if we could end this, would I be open to it? I'm like, if it could end it.
I know there was like, wasn't her phone found on the couch or between the couch cushions? Like, did you plant all that
I
stuff?
just threw it in there.
You just threw it in
Yeah,
there?
I
Why did you do that?
I don't know what was going on that morning. Like, even like, her watch, her phone, like, if that was actually, like, if I'd planned this, I would probably just take it out to the field or something, But,
What about her ring and stuff? What were you thinking about that?
It's like, maybe she actually really wanted a divorce. Maybe she didn't want to fix it. Just put it there on the counter.
She took it off? Or did you take it off?
I took it off.
Okay. Oh, so that would look like she was saying, I want a divorce, I'm leaving it here when I'm taken off. I see.
So the phone and her watch and the couch, was that morning before you left to go to service? Okay.
That's, I think, Nicole's son found it or something.
Yeah.
What other things did you do that maybe we even missed?
Tried to phone and watch. I think I threw the therapy book she wanted me to read in the trash.
That was that morning?
I think so.
Were you trying to make it look like she threw it in the trash?
I don't know. I just
Oh.
I just didn't think nothing was ever going to work again. So I didn't know what was going on.
Did you go down to the basement? I thought the basement door opened.
Yeah, the door is open, but yeah. So there was a lot of movement, I think it was around 4:26 or something. And the garage door opening, the basement door opening, and then of course the living room sensors and all. Do you remember what you were doing all during that time? Other than
You had a
going
lot of
in and out the
steps.
garage?
I'll just say that.
Okay. So like the basement, I'm not sure. I mean, the only thing I really have down there is my workout, the bench press workout.
Do you remember going down there for anything or opening that door for anything? Did you think about, well, maybe I'll take her out that way, or is it a walkout basement?
No.
It wasn't at your house. Okay.
That's like a garden level basement. So
Okay.
But I don't remember really. I don't think it worked out that morning.
Like, were you packing your lunch in the kitchen? Like, did you
Oh,
have to
yeah.
do all that normal
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I packed the lunch and everything. Did all that. But I don't remember about the basement. Unless I just worked out that morning, I just don't remember. I don't think I did.
So one of the more
Unless there was a trash bag down there at that point.
Yeah, you got trash bags from there.
Maybe there wasn't any in the garage. I went down there and got one.
Do you normally carry a roll of trash bags in your truck?
No.
So there was a roll in your truck.
There was?
Yeah.
Maybe I just grabbed it and brought it with me in
That would have been kept in the basement, maybe?
the
Or
basement or the garage.
the garage. I'm sorry, what were you saying, Graham?
one of the more kind of poignant or tender moments in all of this was seeing you with your dad when he came in. What was it like when you picked him up at the airport?
It was very strange. It was kind of like I almost knew this was probably the last time I'd ever see him on the outside. In my head, I knew that.
Yeah. What'd you guys talk about?
Honestly, like, he just wanted to talk about sports. He's always kind of like, distance himself from like a problem type thing. Like, when, like, if there was ever an issue or anything like that, he always want to talk about, like, just bring up, like, when I would try to get him to quit smoking, like, all the time, like That's after like I graduated high school and whatnot. He would,
Are you talking about cigarettes?
yeah,
Okay.
and he would always like just change stuff. He'd be like, oh, you know what happened in the race, football, or something. I mean, he just never wanted to like, you know. He said, okay, oh, yeah, I'll get to it, and he just boom, something else. And you know, I just kind of felt like it was kind of like that. You know, like he asked like a few questions, like, you know, do you know where they're at? And do you think you know where they're at or anything like that? And I just, you know, told him no. And then like just want to talk about sports and just like normal things. And just kind of, I'm not sure if he maybe knew anything. You know, maybe he kind of figured out something maybe happened and just wanted to talk to me as his son.
Is it possible he saw that you were in a stressful situation and wanted to do what he always did?
Yeah.
Make things comfortable.
I think that was a good way to put it.
I bet you picked up a lot of that from him.
Yeah, because I mean, stressful situations, like I mean, the gray hair didn't show it, but like I try not to be in stress. But you know, it's like, you know, I worked on cars. There's a lot of stress. Because it's always, you know, it's on commission. You know, you get paid what you do, not by showing up. So, you know, then Darko was a little less stressful. You know, I got paid just to be there. But, you know,
Was your dad's marriage like yours and Shanann's marriage, as far as like your dad was the more passive one and your mom was the
yeah,
more
my mom
dominant?
was always the more aggressive one.
Was she like Shanann in a way? I mean, were you attracted to Shanann because she was kind of like how your mom and dad's relationship was, or?
It was like, you know, it almost mirrored like her mom and dad's relationship, honestly, because her dad's like my dad. They're both like kind of calm and cool. Like
I could see that,
And her
yeah.
mom is very,
Sandy rules that roost.
oh yeah, yeah, very. And it's just like, you know, I kind of related it to that.
Mhm.
It's like her mom always said like she always told Shanann that she would marry somebody else kind of like her dad. I felt like I was kind of like her dad.
Mhm.
I mean, I wasn't like, you know, I couldn't build a lot of things he could, but, you know, our personalities were kind of like, you know, I was always, you know, I think he really liked me the first time he met me because, like, I was helping Shanann with this, she had got this car from the dealership that she worked at, and she was driving around and felt like, you know, the wheel was about to fall off. And I pulled over where her dad was, and I got her jacked it up, and I was like, you know, trying to fix everything. He's saying like any other guy she'd ever dated would have just like stood by and watched me do it. And so like that's when he really like kind of like me.
Took to you.
It was just like I was always wanting to help people, not to hurt anybody.
Well, and you helped her all through her lupus, and you're at the colonoscopy, and you're jacking up the car. And
Yeah, I mean, anytime she had an issue with like a car at the Dirty South Customs, like I would just out to work, see what I could do with it. You know, I would just, you know, do whatever I could to help.
yeah. Well, and I think one of the reasons Frank and Sandy work so well is because Frank let Sandy be Sandy.
Yeah.
And they probably both saw in you that you let Shanann be Shanann.
Yeah, I just like, you know, I didn't try to change her.
Right.
Like I just let her be, you know, who she is.
Yeah.
She's like, you know, she's gung ho. She's, you know, she knows what she wants. She's gonna go get it.
Yeah.
And I didn't say, hey, you know, you can't do that. And that's what her first husband did.
Yeah.
He controlled everything. He tried to be Sandy, and it didn't work. And she turned into almost like me. She was like, she just kind of like played back and just kind of like let him do what he was doing. And I think she learned after that she could just be herself. And with me, she could definitely be herself.
Yeah.
So that's how it worked.
So, do you think your dad had any inkling? Because I'm trying to remember the timing. He showed up when you were still walking around. You weren't in any trouble yet. When Ronnie came in.
Yeah, I had met with Dude the night before, like 3 or 4 hours. And then I was at Nick and Amanda's house.
Okay.
I went there, and that's when I went to go pick him up.
Okay. And when you picked him up, it was early that morning, right?
It was like 10:30, I think, when his flight came in.
Okay. And then so from there, you guys probably drove home and then to the police station.
Yep.
And the talks there were no type of confession from you. Okay.
No, it was like, he was just gonna wait. I told him, like, you know, if you're hungry, there's like that barbecue joint down the street, and like, you know, it's good. And just, you know, he told me he never left.
He didn't. I wasn't lying.
Yeah.
He was faithful. He was.
I mean, I don't know how he lasted that long without food.
We ended up giving him food.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He was great. And the reason I ask is because when I look back and watch the video, now knowing what I know after talking to you today, I can see how genuine he was. But I just didn't know if you guys had come up with some sort of plan. Okay.
No, we never talked about it.
Okay.
If I had told him anything, he would have probably just told me to tell him right away.
I think you're right.
He would have still loved me either way, but he would have told me you need to tell him like right now.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I mean, I didn't think I was going to be there for 14 or however long it was. Like, you know, I never told him the whole thing. That, you know, it was a lot further along than I wanted it to be.
That's interesting to think about, right? Because your dad could have given me some good advice.
Yeah, everybody. Now this is my friend Mark.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. When I was in San Diego.
Oh, I gotcha.
So you think you told Mark about that, and hoping that he maybe questioned you about it, or?
Well, I was, because you know, Mark, my best friend. You know, I grew up with him since I was like 8, 9 years old.
Yeah.
So like, he had been married before, and it didn't work out. I guess they were stationed together or something like over in Korea, and I should have just kind of just came out with like the whole story. Like, you know, like I just told him like there was this girl at work that, you know, I've been talking to, but I'm just distancing myself from her.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the case. I was just letting it, you know, exponentially get worse.
Right.
And if I had told him like, hey, you know,
Yeah.
he would have been like, whoa, man, like, all right, take a step back and look.
Yeah. Right.
And like, don't like fall into that trap, being you're going to be alone for 5 weeks. And there's times I wish, you know, like maybe Shanann didn't have to go away for 5 weeks. Maybe we all just went for 1 week.
Yeah.
Nothing would have ever happened. It's only, I mean, 5 weeks alone, that's the only reason really that was even almost even allowed to happen.
There are quite a few people who would tell us, and who do tell us, you need to look into Nikki more, Nikki Gissinger. All the way from the extreme end of things being, Nikki's the one who ordered the hit.
She was there, hiding in the basement.
She was there.
Yeah.
You know, so the extreme is, she's the one who told Chris to do it. She's the real problem. All the way, that's the extreme side, and then all the way to, well, there were these texts where she was infatuated, she was in love, she was saying how good Chris was in the sack, and maybe we should look at her more. You know, what would you say to those people?
You know, she had her moments where I had to talk her like off a ledge kind of deal.
What does that mean?
Like, I guess after the fact, there was like videos of her that she was like recording herself because she was like bipolar or something. I never do that. But it's like, and she would get worked up about nothing. She would just like, she came to my house once because I think it was like July 4th. I didn't have to work that day. So I didn't like get up at like, you know, 4 o'clock and go home.
Mm-hmm.
And Shanann called me like 10 times in a row. And I didn't hear it because I was sleeping. And I was just like, and she was pissed. Shanann was pissed. Shanann was pissed. And like I called her outside, like, where are you at? Like, what? Like, I was like, I didn't have to work today. It's like, you called me at like, you know, 5:30. It's like, well, kids want to talk to you at 7:30. I'm like I was sleeping. She's like, she just like, you know, screw you, like, you know, like, I don't know where you're at. And I went back inside, I told me, like, I gotta go. And she was just like, okay, are you coming back? I'm like, probably not.
So wait a minute, you kind of lost me there. Were you at Nikki's place when
Yeah.
Shanann called you?
Yeah.
Okay, and so you were sleeping in her bed.
Yeah, because I wasn't going to work that day, because
I
I
gotcha.
didn't have to that day.
Okay.
The first holiday I ever had off. And, you know, Shanann was pissed, and, you know, kind of pissed Nikki off too that I left. But I think that's when I called Nikki later, and she was like, you know, she kind of realized that, you know, she'd always be like, you know, the second, she said second fiddle.
Sure.
And because that's how I would come back that day. Just, you know, I don't want to be anywhere else when Shanann calls. She was already pissed. So it was stuff like that where she would she said she would go on like websites and look at like, will a relationship work with somebody, like will a mistress turn into a relationship?
That's what Nikki was looking at?
Yeah.
She would tell you that, or you
She
heard
told
that?
me that.
Okay.
Yeah, she said that she would go on websites and look at stuff like that. I was like, why do you even look at stuff like that? She's like, I just want to see what other people have experienced.
But like, so that confuses me though, because I thought earlier you were saying she thought you were heading toward a divorce. So why was she looking at herself as a mistress?
This was later on.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
you know, in August, like the first week of August, when I told her, like, you know, I had that talk with her about separation,
Uh-huh.
that's when, like, she started looking at, like, apartment stuff. But, like, during our July relationship type thing there,
Oh, I see.
that's when she was looking up, like, you know, if will it actually work.
Okay.
She told her friend Brittany about it, I guess, and Brittany told her not to do it, but she said she already made a decision.
Okay. And so, are those people absolutely wrong about Nikki? She wasn't asking you to get rid of your family?
No.
Are you sure? Okay. And no part of any of this was because she put it in your head or asked you to, or?
No, she never. I mean, this whole relationship contributed to it,
Sure.
but she didn't want me to.
I mean, was it ever like, I wish you didn't have kids, I want to have, you know, kids of my own with you, like,
She wants. I mean, she never knew if she wanted to have kids, but she said that, you know, at one point she said, "I'd like to give you a son."
did she know that Shanann was pregnant with a boy?
No,
Did she know Shanann was pregnant?
no,
And why is that? You just didn't tell her?
I didn't know. Like, because we had met.
But Shanann put that on Facebook.
That's
Like, how did
why-
she not see
I
that?
don't know. Maybe she did, and she just was waiting for me to tell her, or she put it out of her head.
Can I ask you a question? A lot of people think you named Nico after Nikki. So what was that?
Nico was actually a name that Shanann liked.
Shanann thought of that one?
Yeah, I wanted to spell it like N-E-K-O. I thought it was like Nico that way.
Mhm.
But she said N-I-C-O. And I thought it was like Nico or something.
Okay.
Because Nico is more of like an Italian name.
Italian, yeah.
So, and like she did leave for, you know, my middle name, my dad and all that. But like Nico is like, that's a name that she always liked.
Okay.
Did she name all the kids? Did she name Bella and Celeste?
Yeah, Bella, because Italian means beautiful. Marie, mom's middle name. Celeste is her grandmother's name. Catherine's Shannon's middle name.
Did you have any input in their names?
I liked them. I was like, if we had a third child, you know, I was gonna, maybe we could have like Lee in the middle name, but I knew like the girls' names. It was, you know, I love those names, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like with the, you know, we have little nicknames for them, you know, like Belle and Belladine and Cece, obviously. So it's good, but yeah, Nico was. Yeah, it was
Okay.
Can we go back to the house on the 13th? So, at one point, right when you got back there, Coonrod was there, Officer Coonrod, and Nicole was there.
Mhm.
And then you went in the house and you were for about a minute or so before you let everybody in. Remember what you were doing in there at that time?
So I went into the garage,
Right.
and then I ran around and I opened the front door.
Yeah.
Opened the front door did everybody come in through the garage or the front door?
Everybody comes through the front door.
Yeah, so I came in, I went in through there, I came in and opened the front door, and I ran upstairs. I just I was looking around.
Okay. That's after everybody? Did you go around the house at all before you opened the front door? No.
I didn't run around the house. I stayed down on the bottom,
Okay.
bottom floor, and then
Yeah.
went and opened the door.
Yeah. Okay. Just curious.
And I ran upstairs and everybody else, and that's when Nicole's son was on the phone, and I was going, acting like I was walking through the house.
Yeah.
Shanann had her bra on. Was that normal that she would sleep in her bra?
Every once in a while. I mean, she just got home from the plane, so she didn't even take off her makeup or anything. Maybe she was just that tired. But normally, I don't know.
Did it not come off when you guys had sex?
I don't think so. Sometimes she just, she keeps her shirt on and she doesn't want me to do anything. It's like, she wants what she wants. She knew what she wanted. That's what she wanted.
Was it just missionary sex?
Yep.
And when her final resting place, was that just naturally what she was wearing? You didn't change her or anything like that? Okay.
Did you have to see any of that stuff? Pictures or anything? No.
That's not true. They said I could. I was like, no, I don't want. I prayed for those hazmat workers that I'm sure it was hazmat, right? That had the
We were part of it.
yeah, and like
We were all there.
We were all there.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I never wanted to see it. I just prayed for that. I'd rather have to be there. I never wanted to know what the aftermath was. And they said like, you know, if this ever got like a preliminary hearing, that I would have to see him for an initial reaction. But I was like, be prepared and not have a reaction, an initial reaction.
Do you feel like your lawyers were fair to you? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean they were my only human contact really.
Yeah.
They're kind of like almost like a guidance counselor almost.
Yeah. Did you feel like you were driving the bus though, with your decisions you made,
Yeah,
or
I
no?
was like, you know, there's a lot of things I didn't really know what was going on behind the scenes. Like
Sure.
maybe there's a lot of things they never told me, like you know, like stuff that came out like afterwards, like that whole Nikki Kessinger article in Denver Post and all that kind of stuff. They told me like afterwards and everything, but it was. I always felt like anything I was telling them, they were gonna do, like the whole taking the plea deal and everything. I told them that's what I wanted to do, and they asked me like, I think like 100 times, "Are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure? Like, once you sign this, like." I guess like up until sentencing, I had the time to like back out, but like they always, even before we walked in the court, like, "Are you sure?" So yeah, this is it. Like, okay, they never told me this is what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
They always just said, "This is your decision." Like if you want to take this farther, and John said he was right. He had all kinds of motions written and all kinds of stuff that were like really creative, and because he'd never been in something like this before, and he was ready to fight. And I was just like, I didn't want you to have to do that. Not for me. Not for something that the story isn't true. Because it would just only got worse
Right.
for everybody, for all three of you, for everybody that was involved in it.
Are you still glad you did?
Yeah, I mean, I never thought I'd be in prison the rest of my life, but like I don't want people to have to keep going through this every day of their lives, knowing that there's a trial hanging over their head, or I mean, if it ever got that far, I don't know. But like, I didn't want people to have to relive it every day. Yeah. Did they have to ever see the pictures?
Say that again.
Did they have to ever see the pictures? Frank and Sandy and all that?
No. I didn't understand that.
They saw some things.
They didn't see anything bad.
Okay.
Yeah, we shielded that from them.
That's one thing. I just didn't want them to have to see anything or hear anybody talk about any part of it. Or like, anybody bashed their daughter, like anybody to ruin, like, to hear what, some of my friends had a negative, impact on her, from her, or like had a description of her that they didn't match, something like that. I didn't want them to hear that either. I didn't want them, like, anybody have to trash her memory. Like, I wanted, like, them to know, like, she's a loving wife, she's beautiful, she always helped everybody else, all her friends, her best friends, everybody. I just wanted, I didn't want anybody to take away what she did.
We tried to get you to say that night. I know, but do you remember that?
I remember. I was just like,
I know you obviously weren't ready to say that then.
I know. It's like, like after my dad left, we both came in like, all right, we got most of the story. Let's get to the true story. I'm just like, I just wanted to bang my head against the table.
But in the end, I think you did the right thing. And even though it's hard to hear, there's a lot of people who thank you for what you did. I think your whole life has been thinking of others, except for one brief moment. I think you really did think of others when you made that choice. So I personally thank you, right? Because it would have been hard for the three of us to go through about this hard, and for everyone else about that hard, right?
It was anybody that was family or friend,
Right.
And just exponentially harder for everybody.
Yeah. I think you did the right thing.
So you haven't told your parents what happened, you just told them I'm pleading guilty for a reason?
Yeah, I've told them like on the phone, even because they're still.
You should fight it. You should get.
They've got letters from like Australia, from England. I mean, of like the 35C in Colorado and stuff, like improper counsel or something like that.
Ineffective counsel.
Ineffective counsel, and I mean some of the stuff they've said about the dry patch, how it's not like FDA approved, how it can alter somebody's mind, like there was some kind of condition, but there's something else they call like CPSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, something like that. Have been like some people from England have had it. It's like they've been in an emotionally abusive relationship and stuff like that. I mean, just like some of those subjects they put in there, like I can relate to it, but like it doesn't make up for the fact what happened. But like they've got a lot of support from. They've got a lot of hate mail, a lot of phone calls, a lot of like stuff like that. I wish they never happened. But they get some support, which is good. But on the phone, they still think there's a chance that I could get out.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want to ever think your kid's going away forever. Like,
you
don't want to fathom that.
They tell me to fight it, like they don't fight every day, but on their bad days, they'll get a bad message or a bad letter, and then I'll just kind of revert back.
Is it more your mom or your dad?
My mom, she loses it a lot.
Yeah.
On the phone, my dad's usually trying to, like, hey, don't talk about this stuff on the phone with him. Because it's just gonna rile you up, and it's gonna make him go back to his cell, and he's gonna think about that all night.
Right.
And that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Would you ever want them to know what you're telling us today?
I'd rather just tell them myself.
Yeah.
So they're coming. I think they're gonna try to make a visit in like May or so.
So they don't. Do they still think that Shanann killed the girl?
They still believe that, even though I told them I pled guilty for a reason, but they think that I was their words like railroaded by police.
Yeah.
Because they felt like they pressured me to do it.
Yeah.
So,
Do you feel like that? No.
they asked me plenty of times. This is like they wanted to fight. Like if I said fight, they would have just gone and,
Put on their gloves.
just went in there and did it. Yeah, it's like no, I can't have you do that.
So Chris, you care about others deeply. I can tell. You worry about others. And I've asked you, a bunch of times today, but you're not just telling us that you did it because you feel bad for Shanann's memory. You did it. Okay.
I have to say, like, after this was all over, people would bring up, like, oh my gosh, I bet you're going to find out that Chris, used to torture animals and, all this stuff. You can imagine, like, hearing that someone's capable of that, what have they done in their past, those kinds of things. Can you think back to your past at all, like your childhood, and think about any other moments that maybe you felt this same rage? I mean, obviously didn't do anything like that, but maybe felt that rage, and like what would have triggered that, or anything like that?
Not really. I mean, I was always like somebody that tried to coax people down, not to like if somebody wanted to fight somebody else. I think I got in a fight like when I was in 3rd grade, but it was like we ripped each other's shirt when we went crying. It was like stupid. I was just like, why did I do that? And like maybe that was like my only like bad thing I did in school. So I can't think of it.
Did you feel it on the inside, whether you didn't act it out? Like, did you feel like if someone bullied you at school or if someone whatever, like, would it still be inside you? Like, did you feel like that even though you didn't actually act on it?
I don't believe it's because I was always, I never really talked to many people. So I never, people knew who I was, but they didn't really, I never really spoke to many people. That's why I never had a girlfriend in high school. I was always kind of like, just fly under the radar.
Did you feel like you had low self-esteem?
I won't say low self-esteem. It was just like, I didn't want to be part of like a group or a clique. I just like, I had a couple friends, sat at the lunch table with them, or sat out in, they call it like the fish pond area, and just chilled out there. I didn't really want a whole lot of friends. Just kind of like just close knit, and I just wasn't out there. I mean, like I said, people knew who I was, but it wasn't matter of like I was popular or anything.
Hmm. Can you attribute that to anything in your childhood? Why you were like
My
that?
sister was always the popular one.
Uh-huh.
She was more like my mom, like more like outgoing, and like me and my grandma would always sit outside in middle school waiting for her to come out and pick her up, and she'd always be the last one out. She'd talk to everybody and all. And my grandma would always like, "Where's she at? Just let she know we're waiting." But I was just the opposite of her.
Hmm.
And I was like, sometimes you have kids that are like the same, and some you have opposite. Me and my sister could be opposite. Maybe I was the one I wanted to be. Drew on that, so I didn't want to be a guy.
Hmm.
So there was not really like bullying or not like I remember. Nobody ever really came up to me or wanted to fight me or.
Never got made fun of, never.
I mean, I had braces and I had like a bowl cut for a while. I guess could have made a big fun.
I think most kids did.
80s and 90s were cruel.
Yeah, it's like a Jim Carrey cut with a bowl on your head, which I carried them around. But yeah, I don't think there was anything that would be pent up inside me from
Childhood. I know you talked about your dad having an addiction when I was talking to you.
That was after I left. I left home.
Was it cocaine or something, or
It was some type of powder. I'm not sure if that
Okay.
was cocaine. I guess
how do you think that affected you?
I don't think it affected me. Well, it did affect me, but it didn't like take like deep down. It didn't like really hurt as much as I thought it would. It was kind of weird because of my thing with my mom and my sister told me, like when they talked to him about it, it didn't seem to register. Like I said, like he would just change subject, and like when I talked about it, he eventually immediately changed subject. Because they found like cuts on his like CDs and stuff where he would like
Oh.
separate it and stuff like that. Because he had a car dealership. I mean, find guys that do that kind of stuff all the time, I guess. But he was just coping with like I never came back home, and because before I met Shanann, and it was just.
Did you feel guilty that he's now using drugs because he never came back home, like he lost his kid?
No, I never really knew why he was doing it. After the fact, I knew it was because he was coping with that, but I never knew why he really actually turned to drugs. My mom thought he was having an affair because like, all this money was going somewhere else, just for the drugs. But like myself, I never used drugs, so I always try to tell him like, hey, like what's going on, like why you need to use this, and just like you could using this for a whole lot better things, just don't throw your life away. I mean, like, because you can see in his face, like, it's like eyes, or like everything was getting like, like the blood through your face, and like your skin was getting all loose, and like he was losing a lot of weight.
Mm-hmm.
His nose was bleeding all the time, and all kinds of stuff like that. And I was just telling him like, hey, you smoked like every day of your life since you were like 15 or 16. You're like, I can't get you to stop that, but I can get you to stop this.
Right.
And he put it away, I guess, pretty quick after I talked to him about it.
Do you think you were closer to your dad than your mom?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we always went to races together, and he always came to my sports, played for a couple school sports, right ball, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Mom would come to sometimes, but my dad was always there. Yeah. Even if I wasn't playing, he'd just come there just in case I can't win in there.
Oh.
So that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I wondered if they hadn't visited because they weren't ready to visit, or if it was a money thing, or like
Visit here,
getting the
or-
time off.
Oh, no.
Yeah, you
Visit here?
Yeah, visit here.
Well, I just told him like, we can't drive in the snow, so it's kind of
Oh.
like, I don't want.
These roads are bad.
Yeah, it's I think it's like an hour from either Madison Airport, whichever
Yep.
way it is. I told him like wait till springtime.
Good advice.
Yeah,
Pretty brutal.
it was yesterday.
Do they have money to get here?
They sold my toolbox to get some money to come out here.
Okay.
So yeah, so they'll come out here like they said April, but I was like, just maybe push it till June. They said they can somehow have a blizzard out here in April
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
too. Like
The late spring blizzard, yeah.
so the lake effect stuff's crazy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And how are you doing mentally?
I mean, the first time when I first got, I didn't know I was coming here. Obviously, when I was at DRDC, like
Swooped you up, didn't you?
I was there a week. Like first day I got there, they put me through the ringer. Like I had like 11 tests to do, like mental tests, like reading, math, all kinds of stuff. That's to see where my IQ was, and then I just sat there the rest of the week, and then Sunday came along, and after dinner they said, all right, strip down and put this on. I'm like, okay. And then walked outside and put me in the van. I'm just like, okay. I had no idea what was going on. And they stopped in Sterling, which really freaked me out. So I was just like, I don't want to do this, because I heard so many horror stories about that place. And they just stopped to use the bathroom, and then we kept going.
In the prison? Do they use the bathroom at the prison?
Yeah, it was like at the watchtower outside.
Oh.
And we went into Nebraska, sheriff's office there, and then another sheriff's office in Iowa. Used the bathroom, eat breakfast, and then got here. I asked him, I only talked to him once. I'm like, can you tell me, like, where we're going? Like, just to Destination State? He's like, I don't know. So it was like one of those, like, transport vans, like, where it was, like, at just the middle where I was sitting there, and I could see out the window, and I could see, like, they would put in an address each time. Like, they had, like, 4 sets of addresses to each one they had to go to. They just would never tell me where we were going to end up.
What did they say your IQ was?
I know it was like 140, 35 or something like that.
Is that high? I don't even know what.
That's good. That's above average.
Yeah. It was taking me back to high school for real. I'm like,
Train parts of the city on all that stuff.
yeah, there was a lot of word problems, a lot of like geometry, a lot of like, you know, patterns. Like, if this was moved this way, and then there was like a series of them. Like, all right, what's this one going to be? Just a lot of stuff like that. But like the further you got along, harder it got. I'm just like, it's like great. It was like they give you this little take that pen and take the little tube out in the middle, and that's where you're using to fill in these little Scantron sheets and everything. I felt like I was in high school again.
Do you know how long you're going to be here? Neither do I, by the way. Do you know, are you going to get a job?
If since I'm staying here, or since I've got staffed here, that you have to work.
Oh, so what's your job now?
I don't have one yet.
Okay.
They haven't moved me out of the acceptance and evaluation, assessment and evaluation
Are you
project.
still in that phase? Okay. And how long will that take?
Oh, right now, like, since I've been staffed here, I'm just waiting for them to move me over to a different unit.
And are you in Gen Pop right now?
No, I'm in a unit. There's like 11 or 12 of us on there. There was like 22 when I first got there, but they've been transferred to the other prisons around.
And what are the other guys like?
They're fine. Like, the first time, like, I sat out and ate like a breakfast or lunch one, I was scared.
Are you nervous? Scared?
Yeah, I was just like, this hasn't happened, like, not since, you know, I just never happened.
Yeah.
Like I said, they locked the hallways down. I moved to Colorado.
Well, I've heard that. Yeah.
So it was like, you know, being next, like, right like this, eating next to somebody, I was just like, you know, like, take a spork and try to stab me or something, or what? But it's totally different here. I mean, people know who I am, but, like, they don't, like, you know, run at me or jump at me, or, like, apparently the guys that work here, they know that, I guess, other maxes are, like, you lock down, like, 22 hours a day.
Oh, so then this isn't a large place to be?
For, like,
Comparison.
other max guys.
Good.
They said it's the best max for the worst medium.
Oh.
Because if you're max, you're working, so you're, you know, out at your cell working, like, you know, if you're a clerk, or if you're in the kitchen, or if you're in the rec area, you're doing something.
Okay.
But yeah, they said, like, if you get staffed here, it'll be best for you. Plus, they said it's not as, like, rowdy as some of the other places. Yeah.
That's pretty intense.
Yeah. So, like, I mean, I'm going to the GP area. I just don't know when.
And you think it'll be while you're here?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, they said, like, I guess it could take, you know, it takes a while to get moved from max to medium, because in Colorado I was classified as minimum restrictive, but with the charges it would have been medium, but here it's automatically max.
And what are the other guys in for, do you know?
They said most guys in here are for, like, gang snitches and sex offenders, and mainly people that have 20 years or more.
So people who were in for a long time and who would otherwise have a pretty hard time at a jail
Yeah.
for whatever they did,
Yeah.
whether it be snitching or
Yeah, like, you know,
children or...
yeah, or there's some people from other states here as well, and I guess there's a couple cops here too.
Okay.
It's, just things that happened, and they just don't think it'd be better. It'd be a lot better if they're here and not in another prison,
Yeah.
Okay.
So what kind of jobs are available? I mean,
Well, it's like they'll probably have me in the kitchen, or like that's where everybody starts out, like either washing dishes or like putting food on the trays or helping pots and pans, something like that.
right.
But they have like libraries. They have like that one thing I did see out the window when I first, there was like a neighborhood that's right next to the prison.
Yeah.
So just like, is
I
that
thought the same thing.
Yeah.
weird? Because like in Colorado, it seems like they're all like out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
Right.
Sterling's in the middle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Okay. Easy.
Well, we might take a little break right now.
I think it's almost time for you to eat lunch.
Yeah.
Like 20 minutes.
Yeah. But like the polygraph, everything just like. I look up the time. I'm like, oh wow.
It's been 4 hours. Holy cow.
They might let us come back and talk to you.
Okay,
There might be a couple more things we want to go over. Is
Okay.
that something you're up for?
that's fine.
Okay. And then the other thing is, we might be back in a month and a year and 2 years, if you're up for it.
Okay.
Now that's way down the road, but I guess maybe in the back of your mind, just think about that. And I hope so far today's been all right for you.
Yeah, it's been. Honestly, when I walked in, I was just like, wait, I know these
Where do I
people.
know these guys?
I looked at you. I'm like that's not the psych counselor. That's oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
They're Colorado people.
Then let's pass that A&E sergeant. I was like, all right, who am I meeting? I go.
Yeah.
It's not the A&E sergeant.
Yeah. So there's a possibility we might not make it back today. I just want to let you know, but
Okay.
we might. So we really appreciate you talking to us.
Thanks
Yeah.
for coming. I
Yeah.
total took me off guard. I didn't no idea. So that
Yeah.
was,
Yeah. And again, this isn't it. Your case is over. It's closed. So that's not what today's about.
okay.
We really appreciate it. You did a lot of things really well, really good. You made a lot of good decisions. Obviously, we're here because of just one bad decision, but I think that you've taken steps to get past that. So, yeah, we might come back after lunch if that's all right.
That's fine.
Okay. Cool. I'm going to go see if I can grab somebody.
So that's what you guys plan to.
Yeah.
I think I had the better drive.
I think you might be too.
Mine was like 50 minutes. Ours was like 2 hours.
Yeah.
It was snowing. It's pretty
snow,
nasty
Lake
out there.
effect. Not,
Yeah, the wind's blowing.
not like wind like Colorado then.
It was a hell of a lot colder.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, the roads aren't getting cleared like they would get cleared in Colorado. I think they just have so much.
Yeah,
you
it
know,
just
that,
comes in and just dumps.
yeah.
Colorado it just melts within a couple hours
Right.
here. Just honestly, I haven't seen it melt here since I got.
Well, that's the thing. Everyone's
Yeah, it's
houses are just
piles.
piled, like, oh, it's the next snow, and they just pile it on top. So it doesn't look like anything melts.
No.
Which is the problem. So
Yeah.
Okay.
do you guys go outside for rec or anything, or
No, not when has to be over 50 degrees.
oh, so you won't be out for a while.
No, they have like a rec, like a little basketball court down the hall from where my unit is. So we get there about 5 days a week for like 40 minutes.
Nice.
So it's a good chance to just get out and just run around a little bit, just stretch our legs a little bit.
Yeah.
Any weights or anything you can use?
Yeah, there's some weights in there. We go with another unit, and they're the infirmary unit that goes with us, and most of them are like in wheelchairs and whatnot.
Mhm.
So we kind of like I just like let them do. I don't want to get in their way. Just like let them like there's like the pull downs and the
Right.
lats and all that kind of road machine and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think they have like a track or something like that you can run around.
Yeah.
Once we can go outside.
Mm-hmm.
Colorado, they let you go outside. Like, I never went outside, but like at the DRDC, they just said, "Do you want to go outside? Let you go outside. That's cold."
Well, thanks.
Buyer beware.
Like, hey, you want to wreck today? You're like, no. Like, no, it's like 30 degrees outside. You can go outside if you want. It's like, okay. But their version of rec was like they put you out in a little cage and let you like kind of walk around for a little bit
Yeah.
at DRDC. It was a little different there.
Hey, if we don't want to come back, I just want to let you know I talked to your dad the other day.
Okay.
and just to get your property released to him.
Oh, the phone and stuff?
Yeah, your
Okay.
phone and what else?
Wallet.
Your wallet.
Okay.
Yeah, and we have some other things too. So, but I have to wait for the DA to release all that stuff and then
Okay.
red tape crap. So,
Gotcha.
but then we'll send it off to him.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know he wanted my phone, just that it was
Yeah.
on pictures on there.
That's what he said.
I think I had that phone since like 2016, so there's a good amount on there.
Yeah.
If we don't make it back today, it's going to be because of some of their scheduling. It's not that we don't want to talk to you some more.
It's fine.
There's more things we can talk about.
Okay.
But if we don't make it back, that's why.
Okay. Yeah, it's a holiday, so I figured they'd be pretty much open.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I didn't see many people walking through the hallways when I came down here. Usually there's a ton.
A visitor or what?
No, just a ton of people, just like workers walking up and down.
It seemed
I
pretty
see.
sparse.
Yeah, it is sparse, isn't it?
That was one thing I was shocked about when I walked around here. I was always used to seeing everybody in handcuffs walking around the hallways.
Mm.
Here,
That is interesting, man. I thought the same thing. I couldn't tell who was who.
yeah, it's like
You can't necessarily
you
tell.
you see the red tag, it's like an inmate, but somebody else, somebody works here.
Oh.
Or like somebody that's like actual civilian that works here.
So then you're not in shackles and handcuffs that often?
I haven't been since I got here.
You're kidding.
That's why I was amazed. I was like, when the guy took me in the hallway, I was like, anything? No, just keep walking.
Yeah.
That's my psychologist was saying. This isn't max when she first got here. Like no, it's like max or something. They just like if you want to act up, they'll put you
Don't
in.
use it. You'll learn those shackles back.
Oh yeah, they'll put you in handcuffs, take you to the hole,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then they'll ship you out of here.
They have a solitary here.
Oh yeah, they'll strap you out to the bed.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
Can't move.
Yeah.
A reminder. Yeah. Behave, right?
Yeah, it's like don't
Not that you need it,
don't
but-
pass food, don't pass anything that's not yours. Otherwise you're gonna.
Do you get to buy like commissary and stuff?
It's different here. It's like a bubble sheet instead of like Colorado is like a little touch screen you can do.
Uh-huh.
But here it's like a little Scantron. You send it off to like Missouri, and it's the same company, but it just takes longer to get here.
Mm.
Yeah, just
Like what kind of stuff can you buy?
like ramen soup and peanut butter and oatmeal, like lemonade mix, stuff like that. I usually just get the oatmeal and the ramen soup.
Do your parents put money on your books then?
Yeah, I'm not sure how like that restitution stuff's gonna work. I'm sure like that'll like whoever sent me money on the canteen will probably like it'll take a little bit of it too.
Oh, yeah.
Right here.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris.
All right, thank you.